out of your zone. And when you bundle pest control mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com, protecting your home inside and out.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You play for the win, not just on game day, every day. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
In a contracting business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. ServiceTitan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow, from first call to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for visionaries ready to stop operating and start automating. ServiceTitan, AI for the trades.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a social media manager.
Did you just post our Q4 earnings to your personal social media?
Oh yeah, used a trending audio and everything.
That's confidential financial data.
Relax. It only went a little viral.
The SEC just commented with the eyeball watching emoji.
This is the job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Michelle here. Look, in sports, the best teams know when to make their move. Sherwin-Williams is making theirs with their big sale. That's right, it's super sale time. We're talking 40% off paints and stains with prices starting at $30.89, August 7th through the 13th. You know, I've been looking at these studio walls and I'm thinking I wouldn't mind a little more red in here. Get my Cardinal spirit going. Yeah, I like that. Order online and get everything delivered right to your door or swing by your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
PO2. Deep left field.
There's just certain moments in sports when you watch it, it makes you feel good.
Rosenberg Jr. has entered the yard and left it.
A moment, a swing, a day I won't forget.
His first big league hit. His first big league homer.
The expectations would be in the shortstop for the Yankees, and now you put him in a lineup that doesn't score runs. The expectation is this team should be in the World Series, and he's one of the guys that you feel like can help you get there.
He was as good as you possibly could have imagined last night.
Certainly a night to remember. Great first night for him.
Morning Start with DiPietro and Rothenberg. Weekdays from 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. ESPN New York, now streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe today and watch the show. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. This is Carlin.
You know I am not that bright.
On ESPN New York.
Fat, bald, nasally, I got it.
And streaming live on YouTube.
You're welcome. So now we're the Terminator, huh? That's where we are? Okay, I got it. Carlin, ESPN New York. ESPN New York YouTube channel. 800-919-3776. 800-919-ESPN. Holy crap, there's a lot to do today. Believe it or not, there really, truly is. It's Judge, it's Lombard, it's most important developments the rest of the season. It's a lot of football. Oh, my God, it's a lot of football. I am going to go around the league because I don't know if you know this, football starts tonight. Football starts tonight. Who doesn't want to start the season with Carson Beck and Kenny Pickett? Yes, we can. Cardinals might be one of the worst teams you'll ever see. Having said that, we do actually have football tonight. And listen, am I getting that worked up about it? I am not getting that worked up about that kind of a game. But I would say this. What excites me about the season is that now we can start to talk about the league as a whole. And that's what we're going to do today. I also have just been hit with a somewhat philosophical question that I need you to give me answers to and need to know about your regrets. There are a lot of people now, including one in our office, and we will talk to her later in the show, who are getting their Knicks championship-related tattoos. okay? And I think it's phenomenal. There actually was only once, but really there's only been twice in my life I have come close to getting a tattoo, and the first time I completely chickened out, and the second time was based on a bet, and I won the bet. So I didn't have to. But my point about this is this individual also has a regrettable sports-related tattoo. So I want to know from you today, do you have the regrettable sports-related tattoo, or the regrettable tattoo even? I'll take that. And if so, at what point did it become regrettable? At what point did it change your thinking about when it's acceptable to get a tattoo? The young woman in question, Gina, who works in our office, I've already told her. I literally walked outside today to people in our office, great people who were working here, and the younger people, because I want to sound like I know what the hell I'm talking about. But I was like, guys, give me something today. Give me something in your life that's going on that maybe I can hit on. And Gina brought this up. Gina, just to give you an idea, has one what I would call exceptionally regrettable sports tattoo that she jumped the gun on and has now got her appointment scheduled for her Knicks championship-related tattoo. So anyway, I do want to know about regrets and your tattoo situation, because to me, it is fascinating when people jump the gun on decisions like that. And then you're paying for it down the line. I have a niece, talking to my brother the other night. My niece is a guidance counselor down in Washington, D.C. area. And as my brother put it, she is now basically becoming a Jackson Pollock painting with all the tattoos that she has. But she does not regret one of them. She's got a bunch. She's good. I don't know that I could sit there and live with that kind of regret. So I do want to know about that, if you have those regrets, especially the sports-related ones. 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. We'll start with a little bit of the baseball from last night, and we'll also get into the football. But I do want to start with what I think is not the most important development, but at least the most important comments we've heard in a while. And they came from Aaron Judge yesterday. Asked the question, will you be back this year?
Oh, I'll be back this season. I don't know why I wouldn't be. That was always a plan to come back sooner than later, definitely. But yeah, I never had a thought of not playing this year.
Never had a question about not playing this year. What about a target date?
No, I got nothing for you on that yet. I just got the scan yesterday, and the minute they said, all right, we're going to start running, I said, okay, I'll see you outside. So kind of forced them on that one. But no, hopefully whenever we get a game plan, you guys will be somewhere on the list that I'll let you guys know.
Not the top of the list.
Not the top.
Listen, Judge spoke even more definitively about wanting to come back and being back, and how he virtually has no doubt that that's going to happen. Some of the other comments I thought were incredibly encouraging for him to say. And if you notice one thing about Judge this season, he has found his way in front of the media at some very pointed times. And that has happened when he has been hurt. And that does not happen with players very often. When players are hurt, they don't talk to the media because other players looking at him like, you're not playing. Why are you talking to the media? What this is doing is speaking to the lack of leadership that the Yankees have in that clubhouse beyond Aaron Judge. I mean, look up and down at what they've got, and please tell me who's the leader. It's hard to make a starting pitcher a leader when you only pitch every 5 days. CC Sabathia could do that through his actions. Not that Garrett Cole isn't capable of doing that, but that's not really him. But the starting pitchers who do that are few and far between. Judge has spoken at very specific times this season because he's trying to get certain messages. They wouldn't open their mouths. They wouldn't say a damn thing. Because the first thing that anybody in that clubhouse would say is, I'm sorry, what exactly What exactly are you doing right now about it? You're hurt. You're on the sideline. I don't want to hear from you. But Judge knew in that moment that team needed leadership. Week or two ago leading up to the deadline, spoke to it as well. Spoke to, when he's going to potentially come back, but also the capability of the team to continue to win without him. And then yesterday, a day after, you hear Aaron Boone and the GM saying, we don't really know when he's coming back, and we're hopeful, and we think he's coming back this year, but we don't have a definitive answer on that. Well, it's not a coincidence that Judge found his way to the front of a microphone.
No, I got nothing for you on that yet. I just got the scan yesterday, and the minute they said, all right, we're going to start running, I said, okay, I'll see you outside. Kind of forced them on that one, but no, hopefully whenever we get a game in, you guys will be somewhere on the list, so I'll let you guys know.
In other words, we'll let you know. I'll be back, but I'll be back. We'll let you know when it's going to happen, but I'll be back. And it's incredibly important for Judge to continue to live in this role of leader while still being on the IL, because the Yankees have nobody else. Who else is a leader on the Yankee team? Can you please name me somebody? Who else would you look to on this team? Some of the guys just got here. Some of the guys are not suited to do it in playing every day. Some of the guys that you had hoped were going to grow into leaders are back in Scranton. So he's it. This is the amount of, not pressure, but baggage that is put on him, that is put on Judge. And it's frankly, it's unfair. It's unfair to do that. But he recognizes that it has to happen for him. That's number one. Number two, Lombard. I don't know how you can't be incredibly encouraged by this just from a defensive standpoint. I'm not going to say that George Lombard can go one for his next 50, okay? Obviously, that's not acceptable. But when he's making these plays in these first two games that he is, and I'm not saying he's going to make them every night, but when he is just reliable and I don't have to sweat anything else, we're not looking back here, guys. We're not looking back, okay? The last thing they want to do in the coming weeks for any reason is send him back to the minor leagues. It's going to have to be really, really bad, because the last thing they want to do is mess with any kind of confidence. Here's the difference between Lombard and Anthony Volpe. You can look at Lombard in the way he carries himself, and you can see it. What I have seen from Anthony Volpe over a year and a half is somebody that has not been able to recover from going through some bad times and become someone who just has bad stretches, but mentally is tough enough to handle it. We're not saying he's mentally weak, but every aspect of his game has regressed. Every aspect of his game has regressed over the last couple of years. Literally won a Gold Glove. Literally won a Gold Glove. And now continues to struggle defensively. And that's why he's back in the minor leagues. And now, if we're talking about what we're seeing with Lombard, what they did at the deadline helped. He may end up being the most important part of it. And I can't believe I'm saying that. Listen, the problems are still ever present. He scored one run last night. Again. Like, you can't get out of your own way. What are we doing? It is tough to watch it when you're seeing that happen. It is tough to watch to see how the Yankees are supposed to move forward and have a team that is capable of winning in the postseason, even with all this pitching, when it's such a freaking struggle just to score a run or two. And we have been not tough on Judge. I wouldn't say tough on him when we talk about the postseason, because we want him to do exceptionally well. But, guys, this is the point where you recognize Judge is doing his part, not even playing. Trying to reassure people. Trying to make sure he can steady the ship. And the dude's on the sideline for 2.5 months because he's the only leader you got. And then we're going to look forward, and you're going to say, well, Judge has got to do everything in the postseason. This dude may not come back till the middle of September, and who knows what that's going to look like and what he's going to look like and how ready he's going to be. Who knows? So with that being the case, you can't put it all on him. Somebody else has to help. Somebody else has to help. And as crazy as this might sound, if it's Lombard, great. Like, give me a guy that doesn't even know any better and run him out there and let him just go play. Because it's clear, at least in the first 2 days, nothing's bothering him. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Lombard has got to carry the Yankees here, but who's gonna? Who's going to get something done? Important development might not actually be Aaron Judge's return. The most important Yankee development in the second half of this season and the last 2 months might actually be, who else is it going to be? Is it more important over the last 7 weeks of the year? Think about this for a second. To actually have Judge return healthy or somebody else become some kind of a contributor that you can count on. I would argue the latter. Yes, Judge and his health is incredibly important. Please point out to me who else is going to be the difference maker for this team offensively. And if it's only Judge, if you're relying solely on his health, how exactly are you going to be able to get home and win to get to the World Series? I can't even fathom beyond that at this point. I still want to think about that in Knicks terms, but, you know, let's be truthful. Like, that's hopeful thinking. Trent Grisham's OPS is 689. That's $22 million. $22 million. Let's offer him a qualifying offer off of a massively big year and not let somebody else make a mistake. And he took the $22 million. You know why? Nobody else was going to be a big enough sucker to give Trent Grisham more than $22 million over any amount of years, let alone one. Is it going to be Rice? Okay, maybe. Maybe. And he's certainly done plenty this season, but if Rice is the only guy they have to worry about in the lineup, that's a problem. Is it going to be Garcia? Just got here? We'll see. First base? Who's playing where then? Rice DHing? What about Stanton? When he comes back. All right, let me rephrase that. If he comes back. Jazz Chisholm do anything for you? Doesn't do a damn thing for me. Again, OPS, under 700. We can go up and down, guys. Spencer Jones? I don't know. I don't know. Why not Lombard at this point? Why not? Give me the guy that's going to be a difference maker besides Judge. Judge's health is most important. We all understand that, but it's actually not. Tell me who else besides Judge. Tell me who else. Please. So I put the question to you, 800-919-3776. Is Judge's health actually more important down the stretch of this season, or is it more about who else is capable of stepping up That would be nice. That would be nice to know. Get involved. This sports tattoo thing, I'm hoping that this... I got to know some stories about this. I really do. Joe Leo, not a tattoo guy, correct?
Not a tattoo guy,
Tom, not a tattoo guy. Like DiPietro, I should have... Well, let's be real. If I had asked DiPietro to stay for 5 minutes, I would have had to give him 3 comp days. In other words, 3 more days off this summer at some point. Because if you're going to ask Rick for anything, you better know that he's going to extract blood. And so then I would have to get HR involved, and then it would be a whole thing. But Rick has so many tattoos, I wonder if there are any that he regrets. But he doesn't have any that are sports-related. And I do want to know that from you as well. I also want to get your comments here, though, on the Yankees at 800-919-3776. Ross in West Point is going to start us off today on ESPN New York. Ross, go. What do you got?
Hey, big guy. You're the goods. Thanks for taking my call.
Nobody's ever called me the goods before.
You know, the thing...
I like it.
You are, man. You know, when you're on hold, you come in with one idea, and then you get another one. And just listening to the conversation, you know, Bellinger, Judge, and Stanton are 15 home runs a month average, right? Aggregate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, we can yell and scream. I mean, and I will get to the Judge leadership thing because I know you're looking for someone else, and I think you're looking that too much is put on.
I don't need somebody else to necessarily be the leader. Judge, I'm fine with that, but this is just, even when the dude's hurt, they're relying on him to be that guy. They're relying on him to help.
Yeah, but he is that. He is that guy, and he's making that salary, and he's the captain.
But
I mean,
but Ross, yes, he's making the salary, but a lot of other guys are making a pretty nice salary too.
Yeah, but everybody's hurt. You know, like all of our ammo or horsepower's on the shelf. I mean, you know, look, I'm not going to get angry at Judge because they re-signed Stanton this year, knowing what they were going to get. I mean, I don't think anyone's surprised that Stanton's hurt. I think we're disappointed.
But I don't want you to please don't misinterpret what I'm saying here. In no way is any of this a knock on Aaron Judge. This is praising everything that Aaron Judge is. Okay? They're asking him to do above and beyond, and he's doing it. He's doing it even from the IL, even from the bench. So when he's doing that, who else can help? Somebody else has got to be able to help in important situations, and I don't know who that is right now, and I don't know who it's going to be.
But in terms of what? Are we
offense,
talking about
winning?
Yeah. I mean, and Judge is a lot of things. I mean, Judge brings the entire package. He brings the offense, and he brings the calming voice, and he brings the leadership, and you can't replace that. Like, you're looking for someone else?
No, I'm not looking to replace that. I'm not looking to replace that at all. That's not fair. Is it unfair to ask somebody making $22 million this season to contribute more than Trent Grisham has? I don't think that's unfair. Is it unfair to ask somebody like Jazz Chisholm, who told us before the season that he was going to go 50-50 and now has an OPS of 694? Is it unfair to ask Jazz Chisholm to carry you for a few weeks or to contribute more offensively? Is it unfair to ask Austin Wells to do more? No, none of these things are unfair. Yes, Stanton is hurt. Bellinger's hurt. Judge is hurt. The Yankees are surviving that because of their pitching. But that's not going to be enough. And as much as Judge wants to come and tell us yesterday, we'll be back. Don't worry. We're all good. Everybody chill out. Everybody calm down. Everybody settle down. Everybody calm down. Exactly.
I'll be back.
Right. He's the Terminator in that spot. I don't need you to be the Terminator. I need somebody else to step up and help you out. And maybe they're, Sarah Connor. How about that? That would be nice. Jeff, Sports Tattoos, knows some regretters. See, I'm going to you early, Jeff. I want to set a tone today with this. Go. What's up, buddy?
All right. Long time, first time. Thank you and you're looking good, by the way.
I appreciate that. I'm not going to lie. Here's the deal. We're down 55. We've plateaued a little bit. It's the GLP-1. Yeah, I'm not ashamed. Zepbound, I love them. God bless them. Zepbound people, listen to me. I'm your guy. I'm the guy that should be doing endorsements for Zepbound. Zepbound, come find me. I love it.
All right. So I'm going to get to it real quick. I've got tattoos, but they're all memorials to people that I've lost in my life.
Okay.
And I'm a diehard sports fan, Yankees, Giants, Rangers, Knicks, whatever. I would never get one of those. Real quick, I just want to say, I think one of the biggest regrets would be Rex Ryan with his tattoo.
Yeah, that's a good call.
I think
that
would be one of my biggest.
Do you know anybody else? Do you know anybody else who has some regretful ones, like personal friends or anybody like that?
And I'll make this quick because I know you got a lot on the line. I worked for a company in upstate New York, a baseball tournament. I'm not going to bring up the name. I've seen Bryce Harper, Mike Trout, all of Clemens, kids, Pettit, everybody else, whatever, name drops. But I've got some idiot umpires that worked with us, and they got our logo tattooed on their arm. And I also know somebody that got a Mets tattoo in anticipation of them beating the Yankees in the Subway Series in 2000.
Well, does it say? Like, is it like? Does it say? Does it look like a T-shirt that could be overseas now to help? Basically clothe some people that don't have any clothes. That says Mets 2000 World Series champs.
Kinda, yeah.
Wow. If you got a tattoo in advance of your team actually winning the championship, and it celebrates winning the championship, I can't help you in that case. Like, it's one thing to jump the gun on a particular athlete or on a quarterback or anything like that. Like, if somebody got a Jackson Dart tattoo right now, I'd say, maybe calm down. Maybe not yet. Maybe we slow our roll a little bit. But I wouldn't criticize someone for ever getting a tattoo to celebrate a championship or anything like that. I have a friend who, when his team won the Super Bowl, got to take his dad there and got a picture of him and his dad tattooed on his leg at the Super Bowl. I got a friend who did that. So listen, I want to know what the regrettable ones are. I want to know about your ugliest mistakes. That's not the centerpiece of the show, but it's a part of it. And we're going to work it in today at 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. So much football. I am going to take you through the entire league today with football actually starting tonight. And I am going to tell you who is making the playoffs. I'm not going to give you Super Bowl, but I'm going to open up the crystal ball right now. Super Bowl, that's for the start of the season. Because obviously, if I make Super Bowl predictions right now and we're a week into training camp and I get a quarterback hurt, then I look like an idiot. So I don't want to do that. But I'm going to take you through every team that it's a division winner and a playoff team, and I want your reactions to them as well at 800-919-3776. Also on the ESPN New York YouTube channel where you can contribute in the chat, including Pizza Man LB500, who says, this show is trash now. Bang. We're off and running on ESPN New York.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. This August, don't miss the Big 5 spin-off and your chance to win your share of $55,550. Be here on Friday, August 7th and 28th from 3 to 7 p.m. when one lucky winner will be drawn every hour to select 4 balls from the lottery drum to win up to $5,555 cash. Don't miss the Big 5 spin-off where Long Island wins at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
On the Jackie Robinson Parkway, I see a lot of traffic between Forest Park over toward the cemeteries by Cypress Hill Street. Also very slow, it's the Southern State Parkway coming westbound side. Past the Meadowbrook Parkway, that's construction work down by Grand Avenue. Hudson River Crossing still very heavy at the George Washington Bridge, at least a 30 to 40 minute delay for the upper level. Better lower level, Lincoln and Holland tunnels down to about a 15 to 20 minute backup. And the Belt Parkway east and westbound side very slow through Bay 8th Street and Bay Parkway. That's all construction off the Verrazano Bridge. I'm Bob Williams on 880 ESPN New York.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
You're in charge of ordering boxes. Small boxes, big boxes, really big boxes. You're in charge of tape, labels, mailers, bubble wrap, extra bubble wrap, just for fun. You're in charge of warehouse cleaning and safety supplies. Good thing there's Uline. Thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline makes it easy because you already do enough. Uline, we warehouse for you.
Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? SafeStep walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. SafeStep walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. SafeStep walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
ESPN New York chat over on YouTube where you can watch the show. Again, you're welcome. 800-919-3776. Couple of the comments coming in. Eitan Tomlinson, keep it real, Carlin. Wells and McMahon are automatic outs. Rest of the team is ice cold accurate at this moment. Spark mentioning earlier that to Pizza Man who said, I'm trash. Well, okay, that's fair. At first, I was giving Carlin a pass, see how things went, but it's totally bashing the Giants and Yankees and glazing. I refuse to knock with the Mets is the owner. I refuse to knock with the Mets is the owner. I will not knock the owner because the dude is spending as much money as he can, and I think he tries to look at this as objectively as he can, even though he is a ridiculous fan. And I do know he takes these losses badly. He takes these losses very hard. 800-919-3776. Some of the other comments coming in here. A couple of people on the Zep bound. Carlin, 2 of my family members just swear by it. They're involved. Listen, can we just for a second, the lines are lighting up right now, and I'm excited by that. But just for a second, yeah, I'm one of them. But can we ease up on people that look down on others who use GLP-1? My friggin' weight has been a problem for the majority of my life, so I'm just trying to get healthier. Something's going to help me out. Let's go. I got to tell you, it's helping. So get off me. That didn't sound great. 800-919-3776. Nick Woodbridge is on ESPN New York. Hello, Nicky.
Hey, how's it going, Chris? I appreciate you taking the call, man.
You got it, brother. What's up?
So just on the Yankees, before you were asking, like, who is going to be the guy that helps contribute, right? Who's going to be the guy that steps up? And I think, like, what they're banking on, and I don't agree with this, is when you get into a series in the postseason, that their top 3 starters in Schlittler, Fried, and Cole are going to be able to throw absolute dimes for 9 innings, and it's not going to be an issue that the offense doesn't show up, when in reality, we know that's not going to happen. The more likely outcome is the bullpen gets taxed throughout August and September and is a shell of itself by the time October rolls around, and we see a lot of 2-0 losses in October. So we'll see what happens, but trying to bank on Aaron Judge coming back, and then also knowing his postseason history, you can't just discredit. He was better last year, but traditionally he hasn't been.
I'm not discrediting it, but I'm not. But here's the thing, Nick. I'm not saying it's not a thing. It has been a thing, and he was better last year. But Aaron Judge deserves no criticism whatsoever for what's going on right now, because even from afar, he's trying to do his part as a leader. I'm telling you, it's incredibly important to have somebody like that who can speak even while hurt and can really say whatever he wants, and nobody's going to say a damn word to that guy. Why? Because they know. They know what he's about, and they know who he is. There's an awful lot of respect for who that individual is. I can count on one hand the amount of guys around baseball who could legitimately make comments while they're on the injured list for 2 months about how the team is performing and about what the problems are, and make a comment like yesterday about, no, of course I'm coming back this year, when we hope that's the case, but he's got a broken rib. We know this, and it hasn't healed to the point where he's even doing anything baseball-related yet. He's saying that for a very pointed reason. I'm coming back to let his teammates know, I don't care what the situation is. I don't care what my health is. I'm going to be back on the field to try to help us win. And in other words, whether it's trying to inspire them, it is also a point of, I need your help. Has anybody noticed, by the way, who caught you? The Red Sox are in the exact same number of losses now, even in the loss column. Dead even in the loss column. You're still making the playoffs, and I know that that's not your primary concern. But you could argue that the Red Sox are a bigger impediment than the Rays are right now. I can't believe we're at a point where we actually look at the rest of the league and there are teams now that are an impediment. That really shouldn't have been the case a few weeks ago, even when things weren't going great. How about Dave in the car phone next, ESPN New York. Hey, Dave, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fine. I have a concern about the Yankees and about Judge, and I want to get your opinion on it. I think, obviously, he's one of the greatest guys to ever suit up. But there's something about certain great players where there's almost like they're too good of a soldier for the organization. And I wouldn't want him to come out publicly, but I would hope that somewhere privately, like now, as he gets older, he needs a different crop of players around him that are kind of like-minded. Because the fact that you're bringing up a very solid point here. Here's a guy not playing who warrants more attention and conviction than the guys who are actually in the trenches right now. That is screaming that he needs a different group of players around him. And I hope that he actually has the chutzpah behind closed doors to go to Castro and them and say, guys, I need more around me. It's not a cocky thing. It's just what needs to be done right now based on where he is in his career. What are your thoughts on that?
Listen, I get what you're saying. It's just that if I'm asking him to do everything that I'm asking him to do, and he's the clear leader of the team, it's not easy for somebody else to just step right in and not do what he does, but even try to assume any kind of that, any kind of a role there. But somebody's got to get a little bit more uncomfortable. And that's really a difficult thing to ask guys to do. If you're asking somebody to be somebody they've never been, that's hard to do. First of all, are they going to be able to sell it if you try to be more of a vocal leader or more of a leader, period, if that's never been your MO before? And secondly, are you going to be comfortable enough in your own skin in doing it? 800-919-3776. I thought there was a problem, but not a problem with, looks like Steven Belichick is going to be on leave, the North Carolina defensive coordinator, but it's for a health reason. It's not because of something else. I thought he had gotten in trouble too. I was like, oh my God, this is getting worse. But he's apparently on leave for some sort of a health issue. Hopefully he's okay. He's actually a good kid. He was a long snapper at Rutgers. And I didn't know him well by any stretch, but good guy. Hopefully he's all right. Things not exactly going great for Bill. Like that's got to end poorly this year, right? That's got to end poorly. 800-919-3776. Carlin, ESPN New York, ESPN New York YouTube channel. We're also getting into these regrettable tattoos. I want to know about it. And the only reason I bring it up is because I do have several friends who really jumped the gun on the sports tattoo and are paying for it now. And we got somebody in the office who's getting the next one, but she's got one that's not. It's not great. It's not great. Carlin, ESPN New York.
D'Agostino, Law Bite Back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates. Did you know Social Security takes money out of every paycheck you earn, paycheck after paycheck, and you're not supposed to touch that money until you're 67? What if you can't work? What if you need that money now? The system is challenging and most people get denied. That's a fact. D'Agostino & Associates has the experience to win, and we win a lot. If you filed for Social Security disability benefits and were denied, let us appeal. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. Bite Back means fight back. 1-800-248-3222. We'll fight to get you paid. D'Agostino & Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and handles Social Security disability claims and appeals. Remember, if you've been denied, call us first. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. D'Agostino & Associates. We win a lot.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
I'm telling you right now, I'm buying stock in 96.
I might be buying a jersey.
This kid, Lombard, is not overhyped. This kid is exactly the goods. And it doesn't mean he's not going to have a bad game every now and then. There's a way people move and act and talk that tell you, oh yeah, it's in him. Now it's a matter of sit back and let's watch it happen.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Weekdays at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Hey, New York and New Jersey. Commitment issues? No problem. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $25 a month forever, as in for life. Switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, you may experience slower speeds. Pay $25 a month as long as you stay on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Shohei Ohtani's interpreter was fired today. Ippei Mitsuhara ran up gambling debts to a Southern California bookmaking operation.
The inside story of the biggest scandal in modern baseball.
He was absolutely bananas, the amount of bets he was making. I've never seen anything like it.
From 30 for 30 podcasts, this is The Betrayal of Shohei Ohtani.
Presented by Gusto. Episodes 1 and 2 available now. Listen wherever you get podcasts.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46. And I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off. And you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
(800-919-3776). Get in on the ESPN New York YouTube channel where the chat is, where Cesar Brazil is already saying, I've broken my rib before. They can pump Judge full of all kinds of painkillers, and it's not going to do any more harm. Well, what the hell are we waiting for? Listen, I don't doubt that that's going to be absolutely an option come the time that he may be somewhat closer to being able to come back. But I'm just hopeful that when he does come back, it's actually in a position to help. I respect him wanting to come back, but if Judge is out there in October and he's hurting and he's not able to help, it's respectable for what he's trying to do, but he's also going to get knocked for it because, again, another October where he doesn't hurt or where he doesn't help the team. But I don't think he cares on that front. I really don't. You know, it is pretty amazing when you think about it, how much Judge has really been able to copy exactly how Jeter handled himself in this town with all of the pressure that's involved with being that central figure on a team. And it was in some ways easier for Jeter considering they did the winning they did very early in his career. It's a bit more of an uphill battle for Judge. But just consider, I'm not even talking about on the field. I'm talking about off the field. Has there ever been a misstep? Not one. Dude knows what he's doing in every way. Sometimes when you get a tattoo, though, you don't know what you're doing. Mike in Spring Valley, I think, could attest to that. Mike, what's going on?
Yeah, how you doing today?
Yeah, I'm all right. You?
Good. So I got a tattoo. I don't want to say. I regret it. So quick story. I went to India, and I know there's a family show, so I wasn't in the right state of mind after a party.
Okay. Well, we also have to take this into account as well, obviously.
Yeah. So me and my friends, we found a tattoo spot, and I'm a big Laker fan and got supposed to be a Kobe Bryant tattoo, but when I kind of got sobered up, it looked like a Barbara Walters / Lawrence Taylor tattoo. So nothing to do with Kobe Bryant. When I say
Barbara Walters / Lawrence Taylor tattoo. So what you're telling me is you didn't exactly have the greatest tattoo artists in the world.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking, obviously, but it's a good story piece though when people see it. I don't really regret it. I regret. I'm lying. I regret it.
Did you go 8 or 24?
And 27.
Why 27?
Exactly. I have no idea. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't know what this guy was doing. I don't
was
know.
Vlade Divac 27? What the hell's going on?
I don't know who 27. I don't know what Kobe Bryant were they thinking, or I don't know who were they looking at. But yeah, that's my story, and never again. But the good thing is, from after that day, I never drank again.
Okay, so, well, something good came out of it from that standpoint for you. A Jordan Hill? I'm looking at, like, even as I type in to Google Lakers number 27, there may not be a number with less history for an organization than 27 has for the Lakers. Alex Len wore it in 25. Jordan Hill. Corky Devlin back in 1958. I went and got, in India, a Kobe Bryant tattoo, and instead of 8 or 24, they put 27 on it. I don't know what I was thinking. I was out of my mind. And instead of looking like Kobe Bryant, it looks like a combination of Barbara Walters and Lawrence Taylor. That's not even a Timu tattoo. I mean, come on. Wow. That's the other thing. So this is why I chickened out. And I wasn't even trying to get anything all that intricate. The people who get the intricate things blow me away, that you have that much trust level in someone else to permanently ink your body with something that you are praying is going to look like what you want it to look like. Like, the thing I was thinking was, this is the dumbest thing ever, right? Okay? Here's what it was. Early 2000s, was with friends in Vermont on vacation, was not drunk, but had been thinking about getting one, and the thought was I was going to get a lightning bolt like on my right arm / shoulder. And the thought process was just this, that I was always jealous that, like, I didn't really have that much ability in baseball. I was okay. I was okay at best. But there's the line from Bull Durham where Kevin Costner says to Tim Robbins, God struck your arm with a lightning bolt. Like, that's what I was thinking. But all I could think of was think about how tattoos look in 25 years and how they just fade out. And it may not even look like a lightning bolt in 25 years. It might just look like a blue blob, which I've got enough things that look like a blob already. Brock in Newark is next, ESPN New York. Brock, what's going on?
Hey, Chris, I called to talk about the Jets, but I do have some interesting tattoos. I've actually got
anything you regret badly?
Well, I mean, I guess I regret letting a certain person do it. I went down to Atlanta, and I let this guy do, like in his kitchen, he put a tattoo of Jersey on my forehead.
All right, back up a second. Back up. Why is it that the first two stories I've heard about start in India with the number 27 Kobe Bryant that looks like Barbara Walters or Lawrence Taylor, and now you start yours with, he gave me that tattoo in his kitchen, and it's on my forehead. Dude.
Yeah, like that.
Dude.
Well, I was balding, and I said, what am I going to do?
I've been bald for 25 years. I was not going to go the Bam Bam Bigelow route. That's not going to cover up the bald problem.
But he put the jersey but it was like slanted, so it wasn't directly in the middle. So I had to get another tattoo guy to put like a crown, like around the New Jersey part, so that it's like you don't really notice that it's off. But I also got an American flag.
That completely took all the attention away from the fact that it was not quite centered. Here's the other thing. The fact that it's not quite centered for you, or it was a little askew, that's the big problem. That you got the state of New Jersey tattooed on your forehead in a kitchen. But you know what? Let me get a crown put on it, because nobody will ever notice that it's askew, and I'll be a lot less embarrassed by what's happening now.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do it, go for it. I'm not sure. I've also wanted some clouds up there.
Clouds?
Maybe a little some shrubbery. I want to do like a Four Seasons.
Now
thinking more like a Four Seasons.
Brock,
look.
let's just call this what it is. Now you're just blanking with me. That's all. You can't be telling me the truth on any of this. You can't be. Listen, I get it. If there's a drunk tattoo situation, that's going to happen. That's going to happen. But I, for instance, a friend of mine is Spike Eskin, who is down in Philadelphia. You guys probably know him. He was program director over at WFAN for a bit. Spike yesterday and Ike Reese and Jack Fritz, who did the show with these guys several years ago. Spike hired me in Philly. Spike's got a ton of tattoos. But they were doing their show yesterday from a tattoo parlor where a guy on their show was actually getting one. And it was of Jalen Hurts. And he was getting it on his inner thigh. Just help me out. This is the thing that fascinates me the most about it, okay? What you get is your choice. When you get it is more interesting to me. When you decide, I'm going to sign up for the Mark Sanchez tattoo. Did Rex get that? How early did Rex get the Mark Sanchez tattoo? Did he get it before they went to a championship game? Did he get it when Mark was just a rookie? Or did he get it after after two championship game runs, I'd understand it, but Sanchez wasn't even the biggest reason why they were there. Like, I sooner would have gotten a Bart tattoo than I would have gotten a Sanchez. And then he tries to switch it to somebody in Buffalo. I don't even know if, who was one of the awful, it was J.P. Losman wore 6 in Buffalo. Did he? I don't even know. I don't think he did. I think he wore 7. Who was that other guy? Nathan Peterman. 800-919-3776. 800-919-ESPN. I would like to know about regrettable sports tattoos. We're going to have a young lady in here later in the office who's about to get a Knicks-related championship tattoo, which I applaud. I assume a lot of that is happening around the tri-state area now as we speak, because you probably have been designing it for a while. But also has a regrettable tattoo as well. And she's also going to try to make some alterations to it so that, well, it's not exactly throwing a crown on the state of New Jersey on your forehead, but she's trying to fix it. Anyway, it's regrettable. Carlin, ESPN New York.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them. According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. Plus, another study found Amazon Prescription Pass customers pay nearly 1/3 less out of pocket. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
When you manage an active facility, disruption is not an option. Tricon Construction specializes in healthcare, commercial, and industrial environments where work needs to happen without shutting operations down. That takes detailed planning, clear communication, and safe, disciplined execution. Because when patients are inside, tenants are working, or production has to keep moving, every decision matters. Tricon understands how to work around your business professionally, safely, and efficiently. For complex work inside active facilities, choose Tricon Construction. Visit TriconBuilds.com. That's TriconBuilds.com.
Fans, arrive early at Yankee Stadium on Saturday, August 8th for the 78th Annual Old Timers Day presented by Fresh Direct. See Yankees legends put on the pinstripes again and take the field at Yankee Stadium. Relive memories of your favorite former Yankees and make new memories with your family. After the Old Timers Day ceremony and game conclude, stick around to see your Bronx Bombers take on Atlanta. Get your Saturday, August 8th Old Timers Day tickets presented by Fresh Direct at Yankees.com/tickets today.
Hey, it's Michael K. Not sleeping? Well, it could be your mattress. That's why I always recommend my friends at PC Richard & Son. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step mattress fitting process so that your new bed fits you perfectly. They guarantee it. Top brands like Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic, and in-home delivery on any mattress $399 and up. It's free. So do what I do. Get to PC Richard & Son for your new mattress. Free delivery excludes Manhattan.
When you tell someone what team you cheer for, do they apologize? Does your first childhood memory involve crying on a Jumbotron? Then you may be a fan of a BST or bad sports team. Luckily, when you bundle your home and auto insurance with Progressive, you're protected from things like fire damage caused by violently unplugging the TV. Or an accidental overhand left to the drywall. Visit Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Covered subject to policy terms. Not available in all states or situations.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You push yourself in everything you do, scanning headlines for insights, keeping an eye on the market. Robinhood puts you in control of your money, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
ESPN New York is your home for the world champion New York Knicks. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
All right, to clarify the timeline, if we can, just for a moment. 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN, on Sanchez and on Rex when he got it. Rex got the tattoo, and so it's a tattoo of his wife in a Sanchez jersey. I had forgotten that. I knew it wasn't a tattoo of Sanchez. I knew it was a tattoo of Sanchez's jersey. I just didn't know. I forgot about there was a tattoo of his wife. Having said that, Rex got the tattoo sometime in the offseason in 2013. Okay? 2014 is when the Jets cut him loose, not Rex. What? Was when they cut Sanchez loose before the 2014 season. And then after the 2014 season is when Rex got fired and went to Buffalo. And I just went back to find the comments. He was asked at the NFL owners' meetings in March after the Jets cut Sanchez when he was still the Jets coach. Guys, the tattoo is still there. I'm not going to say anything about the Sanchez tattoo. It was my tattoo, and it's still my tattoo. Maybe I'm going to put 75 on it to honor Winston Hill. God bless Rex. We do miss everything about Rex. I truly regret, one of my biggest regrets in takes is saying that the Jets, after those years, I was never a Rex guy. I always thought it was just like, I didn't think it was great when they hired him because he was so talkative and so chirpy when they hadn't done anything. But that was the younger, more immature me. The older me now understands the kind of content that Rex brought for us constantly, and I miss it so much. Tell me you don't miss Rex press conferences? Wearing a wig?
I miss him every day.
How do you not? How do you not? Thank God we have him as part of the family, although let's put it this way. We've never addressed it directly. I was on SNY at the time, and I'm pretty sure that Rex had a pretty good idea that I had been hammering him for quite some time. Because anytime I've come across him at the network, not really, hi, Rex, I'm Chris Carlin. No. Yeah.
Not getting flowers in the mail?
No, I wouldn't say bad. I would just kind of say, I'm not really going to. I know what you did. And one time he kind of sheepishly, when I was filling in for Greeny, and this was odd, it was at the end of Get Up. And Get Up and Greeny's radio show were done from the same studio. And so I was in Greeny's chair getting ready for the radio show, and Rex was on Get Up on the other side of the studio. This was at South Street Seaport, and he kind of leaned over and waved at me with a goofy grin, as if to say, "I'm here, jerk. I'm here." And he would have been within his rights to do that.
Now, what if you got a tattoo of his wife with a Sanchez jersey on?
No. No. The other one that I guess I almost got was when I was still working at across the street, so to speak. And if the Mets had made the playoffs in 2019, I was going to get a polar bear someplace on my body for Pete. But thankfully I got fired. Well, not thankfully, but I guess I could say now thankfully I got fired. Thankfully I got fired in September. And for some reason I even said after I got fired, when I kind of put out a thing about getting fired, that I was still going to get the tattoo if they made it, but I wasn't. I wasn't doing that. 800-919-3776. In 5 minutes, we take you through the NFL and give you the full rundown on the playoff teams this season, because football is back tonight. Steve in Middle Village is next on ESPN New York. Steven, what's up, buddy? How are you?
Thank you, sir. It's hysterical about tattoos. I'm over 70, so I'm beyond that. But when I was a kid, my father and my uncles and my friends' fathers, they were all World War II veterans, and I always remember this. Whenever we asked about the tattoo, and it was kind of like, you know, an anchor if they were in the Navy, or something about Camel cigarettes or something like that, or I love Mom. They always say, well, you know, me and my buddies were on shore leave and we were at a bar, and after a few drinks we went to a tattoo parlor. And what you said before made me almost spit out my coffee, because when you said, I'm afraid that if I had a tattoo, it would come out in 20 years like a blue blob. The tattoos I saw on these guys were all kind of blobs. They were trying to explain what it was, and they had gotten tan or whatever.
But can we cut them a break? They were also getting it in 1948. I mean, or 1945 if they're in World War II. I mean, my guess is that the tattoo technology has improved a little bit.
Yeah, it has. It has. You have to give them credit for that. But ever since then, I said, when I was getting a little bit older, I said, no, there's no way. But but at any rate, it's a great segment. It's a great discussion, and it really.
No, it's the sports ones that I'm really most interested in right now. It's the sports ones more than anything else, because if it's like, when did you get one and it was way too early? Because you know it's happened. You know it's happened. Billy in the truck is next, ESPN New York. Billy, what's going on?
Hey, Carlin, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Real quick, well, I don't got any tattoos or anything like that, but for a little bit, I did want to get my my race number tattooed on me. But looking back, it just looked like a freaking prisoner number.
Oh, that's great. Your race number? Your race number from running a marathon or something?
No. That's why I do the drag racing.
Oh, drag racing. That's right. I forgot about that, Billy. Okay.
For the race, yeah.
But it ends up looking like a prison number. Oh, great. That's fantastic.
It would have just looked like a prison number. But as for Judge though, I feel like he might have said that almost like, you know, like even if I was in a lineup, even if I wasn't hurt, I don't know if the results would be too much different. You know, if I'm the only guy doing anything and 6-7 other guys aren't hitting, or would the results really be any different? Now, you know, like, yeah, this is a major part in the lineup and everything, but you know, if the last 2 months it was going how it was going with Judge in there, you know, what would really be different?
Well, what would be different would be that Judge's presence in the lineup is also going to mean other guys are going to get better pitches to hit, are going to get more opportunities.
No,
and Ben Rice, listen, Ben Rice is still having another very good year. Don't get me wrong. But other guys would get opportunities because even if Judge is not getting the pitches, somebody's got to get pitched to in that point.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
how it would be
just,
different.
You know, well, you know, it's good. It's good words to hear from him, though. It's great to see he's finally outside, along with Stanton too. They've been in the basement or wherever the hell in the dungeon, but they're outside at last, getting sun. Good talking.
Good talking. Outside getting sun. That line the other day from Aaron Boone about Stanton is just amazing. It was good to see him outside.
Like he's been locked in a dungeon for 3 months.
Yeah, exactly. He has not been locked in the dungeon. I told you. We used to say the same thing about my 91-year-old mother last year before she passed. We wheel her outside. That was good. We got her outside for a couple hours. You know, when there wasn't much going on. That's not what you want to hear about the guy, you know, centerpiece of your lineup. All right, you know what? I need a little juice. I need a little something. Give me a little NFL music. Give me a little something. Give me something to work with. Because, yes, I know, by the letter of the law, NFL season begins tonight with the Cardinals and the Panthers, and who's not excited for Carson Beck and Kenny Pickett? I get it, okay? Is it an ideal Hall of Fame game matchup? It is not. But it's NFL football by definition because both teams are actually in the league. So with that being the case, I want to go through my playoff field for this season. Okay? This is not going to be the teams that are going to be playing in the Super Bowl or in the championship games or anything like that. Let's talk about the playoff field. Start in the AFC. I cannot go against the Buffalo Bills in the AFC East to win the division. There's no real reason to. Even with New England, I think New England will take a step back, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes. The Bills have the quarterback, and as long as Josh Allen is there, they have a chance. They have what I would call a very, very good roster. ESPN, prior to camp, ranked their roster 4th overall in football. Now, they've got a tough schedule. I think there are some issues here and there for them. I still would love to see them have another playmaker or two. But why would I pick against the Bills in the AFC East right now? I will not. And I know it didn't happen last year, but I trust Josh Allen too much, and I think the Patriots take a step back. AFC North. Can't believe I'm doing this. Can't believe I'm doing this. I'm not taking the Cincinnati Bengals. A few weeks ago, I was of the mindset that the Baltimore Ravens were going to also take a bit of a step back this year. Can't do it. You know why? A couple different reasons. Everybody's writing off Lamar Jackson. Just stop. Stop writing him off. This guy is a 2-time MVP in the league and is a brilliant player and is a difference maker. And you might be thinking that he's starting to slow down and the injuries are getting to him. I'm not there yet, guys. And here's what we're not talking about enough. The Ravens' schedule. The Ravens' schedule this year, their opponents, winning percentage last year, .479. That is what we would call favorable when you compare it to what some of these other teams are going to face. So Jesse Minter does kind of have my attention as far as what is he going to be as a head coach. This has gone from being defensive coordinator at Michigan to joining Harbaugh as defensive coordinator in Los Angeles to now being a head coach and taking over for Harbaugh's brother, who was there for 18 years. All eyes are going to be on Jesse Minter for sure, but I think Baltimore bounces back this year, and Baltimore wins the AFC North. AFC South, there's not much debate here, okay? The Texans are winning the South, and the thing that has me most interested is C.J. Stroud. The Texans' defense, assuming they stay healthy, there's no reason to think that they won't be elite again. But what about C.J. Stroud? I can't give up on him this quickly. It has been a regression since that rookie year when it looked like far and away that they had made the right, or not the right choice, but they had lucked out with not having to choose between Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud. That Stroud was the one that the Panthers ended up passing on. I think Frank Reich wanted Stroud, and the next thing you know, Frank Reich was out of a job pretty quickly in his first season in Carolina. I expect that the Texans this year defensively will be dominant as they were last year, but I think Stroud takes a step forward. Tank Dell is actually back, too. Texans very sneaky offensively with weapons they have. Very sneaky offensively. I think the other thing you got to point out, though, is a couple of their toughest games are going to be at home. They get the Cowboys at home. They get the Bills at home. I think that helps. Again, schedule helps. Texans will be back. AFC West. This is one I think I'm going to regret, but I'm doing it anyway right now. Many people are picking the decline of the Kansas City Chiefs. Mahomes is back sooner than we expected. This is the entire reason why I am not going to do that. I understand that the Chargers should be better. I understand that the Broncos are a very good team, and I actually still may pick the Broncos to go to the Super Bowl. But in terms of winning the division, I'm sticking with the Chiefs right now. When you look at where their schedule falls, it's pretty difficult. 5th toughest overall. Am I ready to pick against Mahomes and Andy Reid? I'm not ready to do it yet. It's one of those things where if you're going to tell me somebody's dead, show me the body. I don't believe it until I actually see it. They may be a team that is not dominant, but I think in the AFC West, the Chiefs are still going to have enough to win the division. Wild cards. New England. I imagine that New England is going to be a wild card team, and the reason that I imagine it is because the Patriots will take a step back. The Vrabel stuff, you can't argue with me that this hasn't been a distraction for them in the offseason. Of course it has. Will it be a problem during the season? Unless more parts of the story continue to come up, I don't know that it will, but I don't like where it's all started. And the Patriots have Drake May now. As good as he played last season, I still want to see more. I'm not quite there yet. So I think New England will probably take a small step back. They're not winning the division, but they will make the playoffs. Wild card, Denver. I think Denver could still make the Super Bowl. I just think playing the AFC West is not going to be any fun. And how much can Denver truly continue to win ugly? Like I saw Denver early in the season last year. I think I had them week 2 in Indianapolis. And they lost an absolutely brutal game to the Colts on a bad penalty call on like one of those, on a field goal attempt where somebody was called for jumping off another opponent or another teammate to try to get leverage. It was a very bad loss. But Denver is still a very good team, is still an excellent defensive team. I'm not saying I'm not a Bo Nix guy. I'm not saying I am a Bo Nix guy. And I also do question how big of an impact Jalen Waddle's going to have. That was a big trade they made there. They give up a first-round pick there. Like, that was a lot. I say the Broncos are the 6th wild card team. With number 6 seed, if you will. Number 7, people are all over the Bengals this year. Nope. I'm out. Give me Jacksonville. Give me Jacksonville. Number one, AFC South still is not very good, okay? Jacksonville's going to at least win 4 division games. At least win 4 division games. They're going to beat the Titans twice.
Duval.
And they're going to beat the Colts twice. I think the Colts sneaky could have a very bad year. Could have a very bad year. And I know nobody has really become a big Trevor Lawrence believer, but I saw enough with him and Leon Cohen last year that I think that will absolutely be a playoff team this year. So I think they're the last playoff team. So here you go. Once again, AFC, we go Bills, we go Baltimore, we go Houston, we go Kansas City as your division champions, and then your wild cards, New England, Denver, Jacksonville, Cincinnati, out. Pittsburgh, out. As much as I've rooted against the Steelers last year, it's going to be worse this year after that dumbass the other day. I can't. I give all the credit in the world to Pat McAfee because you talk about making investments in your show. That dude gets it more than anybody I've ever seen. And granted, it's become one of the great stages to speak on, if not the best stage to speak on, across sports media. But Rodgers has been a big part of that. And even the other day, that dope can't help himself. He just cannot help himself. But he's growing emotionally because he's reattached with his family. Okay. Good for him. I'm happy for him on that. That's great. Everything else, shut up. 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 Shut up.
There you were, surrounded by...
Right. Even Michael says, shut up. All right, there's your AFC. We're going to give you your NFC in just a few moments. 800-919-3776. 800-919-ESPN. I do not believe for a second that, as Zan Frank says, the Broncos will finish third in their division. I don't know what it is about Justin Herbert and the Chargers. As much as Jim Harbaugh has such an incredibly positive effect on that team and on that organization, I don't know that I see it yet. I want to see things be a lot better defensively. I want to see them be able to stay healthier on the offensive line. I believe in Herbert as a player, but have we seen it enough? Like if I told you that Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow are both not making the playoffs this year, what would you think? Would you agree with that? Would you think that's outlandish? Because I'm getting the impression a lot of people think that's kind of silly to think that. Well, based on what? Burrow made a Super Bowl in his second season, and since then has been nothing but hurt along the way. And I love Joe Burrow as a player. I'd kill to have him as a quarterback. But I can't rely on that. I know they made some investments defensively, and I know what their playmakers are offensively. I still don't believe in what Cincinnati does enough because they're the Bengals. And that might be unfair, but defensively, the Bengals have really regressed over the last several years, and they took let's call it what it is. Dexter Lawrence might be ripping it up right now. They took a big risk there. They took a big-time risk there to get better up front. Remember, the Giants last season with Dexter Lawrence finished 31st against the run and gave up 141 yards per game on the ground. So Dexter Lawrence will make an impact on the Cincinnati defense, but does he change everything about them? I'm not buying into Cincinnati yet. I can't do it. So with those two quarterbacks, one who's been to a Super Bowl and another one who has been labeled as an elite level guy, I think there are still a lot of question marks in their games at the moment. 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN, NY Vice. Herbert living that L.A. life. He don't care. He's doing all right for himself. There's not too much going wrong for Justin Herbert right now. Pluto Nash, Aaron Rodgers is that insufferable person that thinks they're the smartest in the room while being an absolute idiot. I don't know that I'm going to call Aaron Rodgers an idiot. I don't think he's dumb, but I do think that Aaron Rodgers absolutely believes he's the smartest person in every room that he's in. Beware of those people. Stupidity plus arrogance is a dangerous combination. And I don't think he's stupid. Like, I've been around those guys before, the guys who think that they are the smartest people in the room. And then they start using big words, and they don't actually know how they are using them, and they use them wrong. Arrogance plus a lack of self-knowledge. Let's put it that way. Arrogance and a lack of self-awareness. Maybe you mix in a little lack of intelligence. Maybe. Dangerous combination. Carlin, 800-919-3776. We've taken calls today on several different topics. We have gotten into the Yankees quite a bit. I want your NFL, AFC, and NFC takes on playoff teams. Super Bowl, I'm not quite ready yet, but with the start of football tonight, who do you have going to the playoffs this year? Who do you have as the teams that are going to surprise and be left out of the playoffs this year? 800-919-3776. Some audio files is on the way. And then there was the discussion earlier that we will have in just a little while with our friend Gina. Gina works here in the office at ESPN New York, does an amazing job in our marketing department. Gina has set a date for her to get her next tattoo, which is a Knicks championship tattoo, which admirable, and that's going on all over the tri-state area right now. But she also has a very regrettable sports tattoo based on timing. And I do want to know if you have the regrettable sports tattoos and what they are. Did you do it too quickly? Altered state of mind I can live with. But did you make a decision way too quick on somebody like Rex did with Mark Sanchez? Even though he was actually there for like 3 or 4 years before he actually did it. 800-919-3776. Carlin, audio files on the way, and including somebody that I did not think had a chance to make the roster, but looks like they might with Big Blue.
There you were, surrounded by fans. Everybody remembers the game. Nobody remembers the guy coughing behind you. Till a few days later, at 2 a.m., you wake up with a fever and your throat's on fire. Now what? Urgent care? Closed. ER? Slammed. Telehealth? Maybe, but the pharmacy's closed. You needed a medical emergency kit. These aren't first aid kits. They contain essential prescriptions used for over 30 common conditions. Sinus and ear infection, UTIs, stomach bugs, traveler's diarrhea, and more on hand before you need them. Use your doctor-developed guidebook to select the right prescription or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. It's like an urgent care and drugstore at home. When you're sick, traveling, or stranded, you'll wish you'd ordered a medical emergency kit. Order online in minutes, and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. At Rings End, they're there to help realize your modern design visions. That's why they partner with Marvin. Engineered for big ideas, Marvin modern windows and doors deliver effortless elegance, expansive views, and industry-leading innovation, all in a modular system designed to meet the exacting principles of modern architecture. Experience Marvin Modern at a Rings End showroom today and create something stunning with them. Rings End is a certified Marvin installing retailer.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off and to wear a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Sponsored by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Empower. After wanting one for years, Kevin is finally enjoying his new hot tub.
This is the life.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money, so now he can be a little bad.
Oh, no, not my phone.
Oh, Kevin. Kevin's phone may be in hot water, but his finances aren't. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
(800-919-3776) to the calls moments away. 800-919-3776. Trying to get a couple of the comments in here on the chat, but frankly, there's nothing really I can repeat. 800-919-3776, 1130 audio files. Let's go, Tom Bauer. Let's go. Let's go.
The audio file.
I'll be back. That was my Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. You know, the Terminator. I'll be back.
I'll be back.
What would you give that, Joe Leo, on a scale of 1 to 10 for Tom Bauer and that particular impression?
I'll be back.
I'll say 6.5.
Wow.
So above average.
But wow.
That's very generous,
Well, I mean,
and I respect that.
Yeah, okay, 6.5, I guess, is above. It is generous. Like, you didn't really put any kind of a accent into it. You know what I mean? There was a lack of toughness.
I'll be back.
There's a very understated "I'll be back."
I'll be back.
Well, listen. If you take one look at me, does toughness exemplify something you would think of first? Well, listen. I'm going to take that as a no.
Actually, Tom, yes, I do think you're tough because you're the guy who's in the mosh pits. I mean, that is some serious toughness. I'll tell you what, my brother calls them back alley people. I would want Tom with me, behind me, if I'm going into an alley for a fight. Or if I know I'm going into a place that is a dangerous situation, I can trust Tom. And I bet you Tom gets down when he has to. Is that a fair statement? Do you need to be altered in order to do that?
I would probably need to be a lot more jacked if you want me to make any sort of difference in a fight.
No, I'm just talking about the style, Tom. Your mentality. I am complimenting you. Yes. I am saying that I would want you on my side in a fight because I think you are someone that would do whatever it takes.
I would think so. I think I'm more of a fighter, not a flighter.
Yes,
if that makes sense.
Yes.
So I think I would at least go down swinging. That would probably be the best way I can describe any sort of thing that would happen in a back alley.
Cheap shots?
I'm not opposed to cheap shots, especially if I'm
Grind
losing.
Stuff?
Yeah. If I'm losing and this is a serious fight, yeah, we got to try any solution.
Would you
possible.
bite somebody?
No, I'm not a vampire.
Even if it's the difference between living and dying?
If it's the difference between living and dying, then yeah, somebody's getting a bite mark.
This is what I'm saying. Okay. This is the point. I know you know where the line is, and I know that you're gonna be there.
Yeah, we can cross the line if we need to.
Yes, exactly.
These are great conversations that we're having.
Go ahead, Tom.
Would never get a forehead tattoo, by the way. But at any rate, let's get into audio files.
Have you ever come close to getting a tattoo?
Yes, and technically I owe my friends a tattoo. But
you lost a bet or something?
No, it's just we all said we're going to get a tattoo of a rocket on our leg. It's like a matching tattoo, like a kind of like a friendship group type of thing.
Okay.
Most of the group has it. I don't have it because, one, I was probably a little scared at the time, and two, I didn't have the money at the time for the tattoo.
How expensive was the tattoo?
I don't know. It was probably like
a couple $100.
I think so. Yeah. So
why a rocket?
Our group chat name for a while has been Team Rocket, like from Pokemon. So like we figured a rocket would symbolize that pretty well. And I haven't gotten the tattoo in 5 years, so I'm kind of slacking in that regard.
I think I kind of take everything back. Pokemon tattoo that you haven't gotten yet for 5 years. It's a Pokemon tattoo that you haven't gotten yet.
No, it's a generic. It's a generic
with your buddies,
rocket.
with your friend group that you're supposed to be tight with.
Yes,
and you're not even willing to go do that. Why do I want you behind me in an alley?
Yeah, the back alley.
Yeah,
that might be in question now.
That's all. Okay. All right, Tom. I tell you, you're a conundrum. You are something.
I've never been called a conundrum before, so that's a first.
You are entertaining. You are entertaining. NY Vice Carlin visibly biting his tongue right now. Go ahead, Tom.
All right, so OBJ is back with the Giants. Everybody's hype about that. Hip, hip, hooray, OBJ. He's saying that retirement might be on the horizon, though.
I can live with me getting up, leaving my home, coming here and giving my best effort. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I couldn't live with me feeling like I gave up on myself. And I never seen through my dream that I've been chasing since I was 4 years old. Like, I just couldn't live with that. It is what it is. I'm all for a competition. I've always been like that. I feel like I rise to the occasion. And right now I'm just trying to stay in the bag. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get better each and every day, know exactly what I got to do, get open, catch the ball, score, like get back to the game that I truly love. And I'm just grateful for that opportunity.
You know, the thing that caught my attention the other day was that he is getting more reps with the first team. Now, I don't know that he's going to make the roster, and Jordan made an excellent point yesterday. When you're getting down to that 6th, 7th receiver, you better be somebody that can help on special teams as well. And so it's hard to keep him if it's not. I'm rooting for him. And the thing that has elevated him is even though Dart has not had a great camp so far, he is getting open, and they are rewarding him for that. So I am rooting for Odell. I am, and I was never the biggest Beckham guy because I just thought, again, the immaturity was something that really got me. The whole Lil Wayne interview and all that stuff like that with Josina, like that was just so dumb. And like he knew it was when he did it, because a lot of people don't know this. Like on the way home, he called the Giants and he called his mother and basically said, I think I made a mistake here with what I just did. And next thing you know, it's a mistake. Anyway, I am rooting for him now, though. Next.
And speaking of Dart, because I just saw this was put into our system, this is John Harbaugh. Did Dart take accountability for the little fracas, I guess you could say?
Well, what?
Fracas? Is that the wrong word?
Fracas.
Fracas?
I thought you said that without the R for a second.
No.
Okay.
If this is the same cut that I've been hearing for the past 2 days from John Harbaugh, I'm going to have a serious conversation with somebody, whoever put this in. But I'm going to play it regardless and think it's new sound.
We have our team meeting, and all those plays come up. The different things come up. So that's that opportunity for coaching points. So, we went over the sequence, and, everybody knows. So it was good. He was great about it. He's great about accepting responsibility, and he's a very accountable guy. I feel like all the guys are. I really like that about this team. To me, they're very intentional about their work, and they're very accountable about their process, if you want to say it that way. I really like that. I feel like it's a bunch of guys that makes the most of the day because of that.
Okay. I'm glad you're accountable afterward. I'm not somebody, though, that wants to continue to take your word seriously when you have to apologize a lot. Like, at some point, you have to start making the decisions the right way and doing things the right way. So the maturity thing is going to be a problem for me until I see it start to manifest in the actions. Trust the people in their actions and what they are and not in their words. Next.
One more thing from the New York Football right now. Aaron Glenn with a little update on one Kenyon Sadiq.
You know what? Actually got pretty good news the other day, and I'm just crossing my fingers. And still, I'm going to say it's a couple of weeks still. But it's not anything that's going to keep him out of the regular season.
All right. Well, that's great. But the problem is that he's not having any training camp. He had surgery in the offseason. Did he do very much in OTAs? Not really. He's basically had like 3-4 practices now total. And when you're this kind of playmaker and you can make this kind of difference on a team and you're a rookie, you are well behind the 8 ball right away. And for him to now make an impact during the season, like he's going to have to go through his own version of training camp and all that stuff, and that's going to take a while. I was hoping Kenyon Sadiq would get a chance to really make a big impact on the Jet offense this year. At least in the early part of the season, I'm skeptical of that right now. At least that's good to hear, but it's still, okay, he may be physically ready for the regular season, but is everything else going to be ready? Is he going to be mentally ready to play, having not had nearly enough reps? We'll see. Next.
And that's a sentiment that Rich Cimini, by the way, echoed on the Michael Kay show with Dan Grassa yesterday. He said that
Where do you think I stole it from? I heard the whole thing. I said the whole thing. I said exactly everything that Rich said.
Exactly. And I'm just confirming
I said it before Rich said it too yesterday. Yeah. But yes, of course.
I'm just confirming the report. I'm trying to give that take a little bit of
Thanks for taking everybody behind the curtain, Tom, and letting them know how the sausage is made.
Oh, no problem.
Next. What's up?
All right, so here's a little situation that's going on with the Mets. So there was a rookie that made his debut last night, Jeffrey Yan. And he does his thing where when he strikes somebody out, he kind of jumps in the air like a rock star, kind of giving the final note of their biggest set to end their performance on stage. And, well, apparently that's...
Wait a second. All of a sudden, he's the lead singer of Slipknot?
Possibly, yeah. He kind of acts like a rock star with it, and apparently people have a problem with it. Here's the play-by-play call of Gary Cohen in the moment.
The lefty, and you're to my right, so it's just not going to work. And there's his strikeout, and he leaps in the air and celebrates as only Jeffrey Yan can.
And I don't think we needed to play that cut, but that's one thing. How about Andy Green? Did he see any problem with it?
Jumping. It's real stuff. You think about the road traveled to get to that mound today. It's really worth telling that story. It's really impressive. And to get out of a bases-loaded jam, get your first punch out, it's excited for him. He deserves that day.
He's a rookie making his debut. This is his thing he does. Let him be excited. The game needs some energy. And quite frankly, the Mets need some energy. Lay off the kid.
Seriously, why not? Why not? What's the big deal? Let's not get in a twist about a guy jumping. If somebody on the other team is going to get in a twist about him jumping, here's an idea. Don't strike out. Maybe hit a home run off him and then celebrate your own way. If it was the first big league hit, would I have gotten upset at somebody for that? No. It's his first big league strikeout. And if that's what he does, if that's the energy he needs to go out and perform, then I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. Let's have some fun, for Pete's sake. But this game, above all else, needs some energy, needs some juice. Come on. Let's do it. Let's do it. No problem with it whatsoever. Lighten up.
Does Dan Campbell give you, any sort of juice? Do you like his energy that he brings?
How do you not?
Exactly. And you know what? He has an approach, and we were talking about this in the pre-show meeting that we had. This is where we're going to end audio files. Apparently, he said something about, I guess they're traveling to Germany or something like that to play at some point, and Mr. Joe Leo says this is a good cut from Dan Campbell, so I hope it's a good cut. This is his approach to traveling to Germany.
I've been trying to pitch the idea to let's just buy a cruise ship right after that last game, jump on the cruise ship, and we'll just adapt as we go over, man. We go up, we walk through on the deck, man. We got the hot tubs, the pools, recovery rooms. We can game plan on the way. I don't feel like anybody's taking it, though. I had a coach inform me. He's like, it's so many nautical miles, it's going to take 8 days to get there. I'm like, just keep your mouth shut. So I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay, that's a funny cut. But when the hell did somebody make a cruise ship to Germany?
Well, here's the thing. I asked the question when I heard about this before. Isn't Germany landlocked? And, of course, no, it's not. It's right on the North Sea and the Baltic Sea. But here come the Lions right through the Baltic like they're coming down the turnpike. And by the way, like, first of all, you can't get me on a cruise to say no chance. And it's just because I don't like being stuck in one place for an extended period of time with what I would consider very little freedom.
What if I gave you the all drinks package, though?
Yeah, it would help. But at the same time, I also get very seasick. And I see those horror show videos of the cruises going up and down and water coming over the hull and all that crap.
The Titanic.
Well, not even the Titanic. I mean, again, 100 years ago, not worried about something happened 100 years ago, not worried about a cruise ship sinking. But I would be concerned, you know, the scene that always gets me in The Wolf of Wall Street is that you know, it's going to be a little bit of chop. It's no big deal. We're going to just sail right up to France, but no big deal. No, and then the boat sinks and the plane explodes. Like, that thing always gets me. Oh, my God. No, thank you. But I do love the idea of here comes a cruise ship with Dan Campbell out front steering it. Or Dan Campbell holding Jared Goff in the Titanic pose of Leo and Kate Winslet. Carlin, ESPN New York.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
1877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Miller time. People think it just happens, but that's not true. You know what you gotta do? You gotta go say hello with some beers. Make the plans. Forget the couch. Go to that thing. Play the game. See them in person. Talk to that stranger. Live a little. Small acts of rebellion that bring us together. Because legendary moments start with a light. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2026 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. This August, don't miss the Big 5 spin-off and your chance to win your share of $55,550. Be here on Friday, August 7th and 28th from 3 to 7 p.m. when one lucky winner will be drawn every hour to select 4 balls from the lottery drum to win up to $5,555 cash. Don't miss the Big 5 spin-off where Long Island wins at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. Just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings the same level of protection to your home. And I know because I use Viking at my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play. So it's time to lock in your off-season defense. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking delivers 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. And when you bundle pest control mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com, protecting your home inside and out.
Shohei Ohtani's interpreter was fired today. Ippei Mitsuhara ran up gambling debts to a Southern California bookmaking operation.
The inside story of the biggest scandal in modern baseball.
He was absolutely bananas, the amount of bets he was making. I've never seen anything like it.
From 30 for 30 podcasts, this is The Betrayal of Shohei Ohtani.
Presented by Gusto. Episodes 1 and 2 available now. Listen wherever you get podcasts.
When's the last time payroll was the easy part of your week? With Gusto, it can be. Gusto is the all-in-one platform designed to take the hassle out of managing your team, from payroll and compliance to hiring, onboarding, and more. With Gusto, you can get back 2 full days each month with all the time you've saved. Go to gusto.com today and learn why over 500,000 small businesses choose Gusto. That's GUSTO.com. Gusto.com.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off, and you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
This is really your first time on the air?
Sure is.
This is Gina Pianese. She is just a marketing wizard and does an amazing job for us. It's Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube channel. And I asked Gina to come in today because I came over and, we chat a couple times a week. And it's basically me being an old guy and coming out and hanging out with younger people and having to get a sense of what's going on. But it's more than that. I said, just give me something. What do you got going on? Something outside of sports. He said, you just set the date for your next tattoo.
Yes, I did. And that would be a Knicks tattoo, of course.
Okay, of course.
Of course.
Which I imagine plenty of people are getting Knicks championship tattoos right now.
Yeah, so I don't necessarily want it to say the year, but I want to know it's from the year, so I'm going to get Knicks in 5.
Okay, so you've gotten other sports-related tattoos before.
Of course.
Okay. So the Knicks in 5, I mean, it's become a mantra around the city. And
I'll never forget it.
Absolutely. And it's totally understandable that in celebrating a championship, you would get a tattoo. Now, what other sports-related tattoos do you have at the moment that are not anything? You have a Giants logo, right?
Yes. So when I turned 18, first thing I did, Giants tattoo.
Okay.
My brother has one too. So
Okay.
we match.
Okay.
So I feel like that was respectable.
It's a Giants logo.
Yeah, it's just a
timeless.
logo.
It's not good. Don has his Devils tattoo.
Exactly.
Yes.
No one's crying over the Giants tattoo.
Don conveniently forgot about for 15 years or so, but, that's fine. When he was calling games at the Garden, whatever.
But it's
Anyway,
okay.
You've got another one.
Yes, I do. That one's a little bit more problematic.
You jumped the gun on this.
Some would say that.
I would certainly say that. Do you feel, first of all, just tell them what you got.
So, I said.
When you said this, who did you say this to? I want to be clear.
The universe.
Okay.
If the Giants make the playoffs, I will get a Daniel Jones tattoo. That was the only stipulation, if they make the playoffs.
And this was in 22?
Yes.
So the year, Dable's first year.
Yeah, Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year.
Yes.
So you bought in to everything that was going on.
I was so bought in.
Yeah, really?
I mean, clearly, yeah.
Okay.
So I obviously can't get a portrait of Daniel Jones. So I decided to go with 10 cents. Danny Dimes. 10 cents.
So it's not his jersey number. It's not any of that. It's 10 cents symbolic.
Yeah, for the dime of it all.
At what point did you definitively regret that?
I feel like I don't regret it.
Come on.
I feel like I still don't regret it.
Why don't you regret it?
Well, I was looking really smart last year. He started great.
But it was with the Colts. It wasn't with your team.
Yeah, but what a good memory, I was that win against the Vikings was really
because I know when you ask every Giant fan around, they think, man, you know what? That 22 playoff win against Minnesota was one of the all-time greats, and it was not at all fool's gold with what we saw.
I was in rare form that day. And then the following weekend, obviously, the Eagles blow us out of the water, and you know the story from there, the big giant crash of the Daniel Jones of it all.
But what fascinates me about this is, A, you don't seem to have much regret about it,
No.
and B, just the timing of it, that you just said, if we make the playoffs this year, I am absolutely doing this. Like, what? You had a couple of years of them already.
Well,
it wasn't like you were without knowledge of what the problems could be.
I felt like it was one of the first times in my adult life that I was like really excited about the Giants.
So you can make a decision.
Yeah.
And you were really excited about, okay.
Like I had hope that season.
You're how old, Gina? 23?
No, I'm turning 27 next
Turning
week.
27. Oh,
Thanks, Chris.
Oh, wow.
Do I look young?
Yeah,
Thanks.
you do. You do. But, all right, so 20, all right. But you do not regret it at all, but yet you were telling me that you're trying to do something to maybe change it.
So I think that's more because the sense over time now looks more like a circle. So I was like, all right, it's not really looking like a 10 cents anymore anyway. What if we pivot a little bit and we make this a Eli Manning tattoo and just get like a heart over the cents?
I mean, I like the way that you said we pivot, but it's not really pivoting. It's trying to fix a mistake. That's what it is.
A little bit, yeah.
So you have to try to get rid of the sense thing. So you're going to make a heart out of it?
Yeah, like over it. Let's just like,
okay,
fill it in a little bit. Also, I was thinking, if when the Giants go to the Super Bowl again, that'll be my stipulation for Jackson Dart.
But again, that's different. But that's wise. You would have gotten a Super Bowl out of it. But the way that you did that last one, I mean, I guess I can chalk it up to a little bit of immaturity, even though it was your first time as an adult having the Giants really good.
Yeah.
But clearly there's regret if you're trying to fix it.
Yeah, I think that I don't regret getting it at the time. I think Daniel Jones deserved it.
No, he didn't. No, he did not.
I think
Daniel Jones deserved it.
The 8 middle weeks of that season, I had such a good time that I'm okay with it. I think I've come to terms.
Those amazing 8 weeks in 2022. I'll never forget them. Right in the middle of the season, weeks 9 through 17 or whatever it was. Oh.
Now, how many games do you think we're going to win?
I think you're going to win 6 or 7.
Really?
Yeah. I hate to break
I'm putting it at 9.
Heart. You and Dave.
Dave's at 9?
Just look at that second half of that schedule, though. If you're going to win 9, you better win 7 in the first 8 weeks.
You gotta go 8-1.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right. Well, listen, I'm just fascinated by this, and I've had people call up. I want to know about what the regrettable timing of sports tattoos is in your life, because you claim it's not regrettable. I mean, I don't know how you would argue now that a Daniel Jones tattoo was a good decision. Now,
you
did. It would have been a lot worse had you done like the Daniel Jones and the number and all of that.
Yeah, like if it was like my original idea was his side profile, like in the dime face.
It's a good thing that you didn't do that. That would that would have been cute.
See, that would have been a regret.
Worse.
That would have been a solid regret.
Yeah, I like the idea, but that would have been a huge mistake. At least now you can come up with some other excuse for what the 10 cents means. Well, my grandma back in the day used to give me a dime. It was so meaningful. So I used 10 cents. I used to get a gumball with it.
See, I could easily do that. But it's also next to the Giants tattoo, so it's easier to explain.
I got you. All right. Yeah. Well, thanks for explaining yourself. But I still, the timing of it just fascinates me. That 8-week stretch in the middle of the year really got you.
It really got me. It struck the right chord,
Thank you, Gina.
I'm excited.
I know you are. All of the Giant fans seem to be. It's going to be a little disappointing again. I'm sorry.
Fingers crossed.
All right. Gina Pianese, who is in our marketing department and does a phenomenal job for us with a Daniel Jones tattoo that somehow she doesn't regret. Carlin, ESPN New York.
Thursday with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Do the Yankees have enough to stay afloat while they wait for reinforcements to arrive?
We got to get it done. We got to come through in those situations. Like the opportunities tonight. Had a lot of chances. Felt like base runners every inning. But we got to be able to deliver, and we haven't done that enough. So tough one to lose into the off day.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg today at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Whoever said fork in the road must have been hungry for the Sorrento and Sorrento Turbo Hybrid. Their 3-row seating, and 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. With a capable Sorento and Sorento Turbo Hybrid, every way forward is the right way. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Drive safely. See retailer for warranty details.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them. According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. Plus, another study found Amazon Prescription Pass customers pay nearly 1/3 less out of pocket. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
ESPN New York, now streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe today and watch the show. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Noon, Carlin, ESPN New York, 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. Plenty of Yankee calls today, discussed in the context of Aaron Judge speaking out again while he is injured and how that's an important development, even just to say, I'm going to be back this year. We get into more of that, but where you think the more important development is this season? Is it Aaron Judge coming back healthy? Or is it somebody else actually taking a step into the prime time for them? It's absolutely that, because someone else has got to be able to help them. 800-919-3776. We gave you all of my AFC playoff picture, not playoff picture, but playoff selections earlier. We're not talking about who's going to the Super Bowl or anything like that. We just gave you the 7 AFC playoff teams, and we're going to give you the 7 NFC playoff teams coming up shortly. Also coming up later this hour, the return of Carlin's Corner Table. Oh, that's right. That's right. We are headed to a place in New Jersey called Tony Boys. Tony Boys, small chain in New Jersey. Sandwich. We will get to that coming up in just a bit. Right now, I'm going to go back to the phones at 800-919-3776. My guy Danny in Long Island has been waiting for a bit. Want to get him in. Danny, what's up, buddy boy?
Danny from Long Island, from Massapequa, where Carlin's Corner Table visited the All-American Burger.
Yes, I did.
That?
Yes, I did. I was thinking about that the other day. I have not been back out to Long Island since, and I need to get out there and knock out a couple of them.
I think of All-American Burger constantly, as you well know. So now listen, just to clear up some things that you've talked about. I'm not going to get into it any further than that.
No. I'm sorry. Go ahead. The first part it actually cut out. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I have no tattoos.
Okay, excellent.
I have been in an actual fight for my life one time over a weapon.
Okay,
I survived that. So you want me in the foxhole?
All right,
you're talking
that's
about
fair.
biting ears, gouging eyes. Fair enough.
Would you, based on what you heard from Tom Bauer earlier, though, would you trust him? Would you want him there? Because there are conflicting signals.
Everybody has a game until it happens. You don't really know. It could be the meekest person or that completely goes Rambo or the tough guy who cries and goes. You can't really tell till you're actually in combat, hand-to-hand combat.
That's fair.
So when predicting these playoff teams in the AFC, I start by looking at the schedules and the division. Mm-hmm. So the only division that only has two solid teams, and two is an asterisk because I look at the East with Buffalo. Buffalo's going to be Buffalo. I don't know if New England can match what they did last year. So what's left? The Miami Dolphins and the Jets. So you're basically handing Buffalo 4 wins to start the season. So you're only going to get one bye week. That changes everything so dramatically where only one team gets the bye playoff. I hate that. I think a team...
I don't disagree with you. I love the fact when you had two of them. Yeah.
Yes, it was fair enough. So now you got a team with 12 or 13 wins. They don't even get a day off. So every other division has at least 2 and probably 3 teams that you can make an argument for that could probably compete. So right away you have a tough time even winning a division, which kind of eliminates you from getting into a bye situation. So like, your Kansas City, they got to deal with Denver twice. They got to deal with the Chargers twice. The AFC South, all good teams. I mean, you wouldn't be surprised if any of those teams, but they'll knock each other off and knock themselves out of elimination.
Hang on a second, though. You think the AFC South is all good teams? Because I don't. I think that the Jaguars and Texans are good, but I can't say that about the Colts and Titans. Not yet.
No, I think the Colts have a lot of weapons. I think their running back is phenomenal. They were doing great. I can only go by what I saw up until Daniel Jones got hurt last year, and that's all you can really do. Anytime a team loses starting quarterback, nothing else after that can be judged because it's all irrelevant after that because everything's out the window. And if Daniel Jones can come back and give him what they gave him last year with those wide receivers and Taylor, they'll now are they a Super Bowl team? Maybe not. But again, what I'm saying is that they knock each other off enough that they eliminate themselves from getting the number 1 seed.
No, I get what you're saying.
I know who I think has right, so if I think I know that Buffalo has the inside track at being the number 1 seed, well then I have to go with Buffalo if I'm at the pick to win the AFC because they only have to win 2 playoff games. And then what we don't know in football is who's going to be injured and what team is going to be completely out by week 3. Some teams' season is going to be over. And talking about injuries, I'd just like to say before I close, full cardiac workout yesterday, all clear. Just like Aaron Judge, I am now cleared for light jogging, a little pickleball, maybe a little hopscotch. I mean, we're talking about a world-class athlete in the peak of his ability, and they're talking to him about him like he just came off like a major car accident or like, he's cleared for light jogging. My mother's cleared for light jogging. She's 85. It's unbelievable the way they talk about it. Then you go to hockey season and you find out the guy played the entire playoffs with a kneecap that was dislocated, or a football player. The bone is sticking out of his arm. Cut it off.
The hockey guys are the ones. The hockey guys, like who was it? Who had was it Kachuk, who 2 years ago basically had a completely torn sternum, just beaten to death, and the dude's out there playing. Danny, oh my god. I honestly, when I think about that, and I think about the teams that this season have a chance, but the injuries that drive you nuts when you hear about just the smaller things of cleared for light jogging. Yeah. Baseball activities, not cleared for that yet. Like all those kinds of things, they get to you. They get to you. That's the thing with Judge, though. Like the fact that Judge comes out and speaks, and he can't even do anything baseball related yet, but he thinks it's important enough for him to say, I'll be back this year, tells you what you need to know about him as a leader on this team. When I'm talking about other teams trying to win and having to navigate their way through injuries, like I was a second ago, like this is a very difficult spot for the Yankees, but I'm just begging somebody else, even with the injuries, somebody else to be the guy who steps up. And I even hate that phrase, steps up. It's so friggin' cliche. To be someone who doesn't try to fill the role, but someone who honestly just thinks, I need to be someone who can make a contribution now more than any other time. And I look around, and who's that guy? Maybe it's Ben Rice. Maybe it's Garcia. But we're still in the place of scoring 1 run a game right now. And I don't care how good the pitching is. Will Warren was very good last night. If you can't score runs, you can't win. I'm not breaking any news when I say that. If you can't score runs, you cannot win. 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. Rick DiPietro texted in, and I did not see it while Gina was on a few minutes ago. So Gina has that Danny Dimes tattoo on her foot. And Rick said, and I quote, cutting the foot off should be on the table. That's how bad of a decision that was on Gina's part. But again, it only says like 10 cents. You can come up with some other excuse. If she had actually gotten to Daniel Jones' face on the dime, which in theory is a cool idea, in execution, it would have been a nightmare. It would have been an absolute nightmare because there's no getting around that. Covered up the sneeze that time. Didn't want to subject you to it. You're welcome. Get me some more NFL music because it's time to shift to the NFC playoff picture. And who's making it this year and who's not. We're not getting into who's going to the Super Bowl. We're not getting into the championship game winners. We're just telling you who the playoff teams are this year with football returning tonight. And when you think of football, you think of the Arizona Cardinals, and you think of the Carolina Panthers, and you think of Kenny Pickett and Carson Beck. Although I guess, listen, honestly, seeing Carson Beck in the pros is going to be a little bit interesting. Anyway, with that in mind, it is actual NFL football by definition. We gave you our AFC playoff teams earlier. They were as follows: Buffalo, Baltimore, Houston, Kansas City as your division winners. New England, Denver, Jacksonville as your playoff teams, your wild card teams. NFC, start in the West. The Rams, obviously, are going to be a great team this year. I would be surprised if the Rams did not win 13 games and were not the number one team in the league, or the number one seed in the NFC. Their offense is fantastic. Stafford is great. I don't think any of it is going to take a step back. If Nakua has got his act together and their offensive line plays well, there's no reason to think they won't be dominant again and making plays all over the place. And then defensively, with or without Aaron Donald, they're still going to be very, very good. Still going to be a top 5 defense. I would take into account that Aaron Donald has not played football in a couple of years. And I wouldn't expect him to walk in the door and immediately be the dominant Aaron Donald that he was before. But I think he'll be great. And I think the most important thing for him is that he will have had a couple of less years in terms of the mileage on his body. The West is a very tough division. You've got the Super Bowl champions there. I still think the Rams will roll in the West. Why are we picking against the Eagles in the East? It's because you want to. Some people want to. Nobody can, in good conscience, pick the Giants to win the division. Nobody in good conscience can pick Washington to win the division. And nobody particularly wants to pick the Cowboys either, but you're picking between the Cowboys and the Eagles around here. So what are you picking? You're probably hoping the entire division implodes. But I still would not bet against Jalen Hurts. Guys, there's been so much that has been said about Jalen Hurts. He's been to 2 Super Bowls already as a starting quarterback. He may not be the best quarterback even in the division overall. I think Dak Prescott is probably at the moment still the best quarterback. But by the end of the year, this could be a division that's loaded with really, really good to great quarterbacks. And I still think Jalen Hurts is really, really good. And guess what? The schedule is very manageable for Philadelphia. Very manageable. I think the Eagles are going to win this division. I think the Eagles are going to win 12 games. The schedule, just to put a number on it, 23rd in the league in difficulty. 23rd. Let's roll with the Eagles as the NFC East division winners. NFC North, I'm going Detroit. It's time for the Lions to bounce back, and the opportunity is there for them to bounce back on a couple of fronts after a 9-8 season. Once again, based on who they faced, or based on what teams did last year, schedule is 6th easiest in football. Their preseason win total right now is 10.5. And it's among the league's highest. Now, this might be the deepest division overall in football. I don't think the Vikings have it completely figured out yet. I have questions about the Packers. It sounds like Micah Parsons is going to try to come back by week 6 when they're playing the Cowboys, which, I would not make that my first game back, but that's, Micah Parsons is going to be overly hyped for that. And then when it comes to the Bears have got much more tough sledding this year. Drew Dahlman retired at center. They immediately made a trade and tried to shore up the position on offensive line. Their schedule is much, much tougher this year. And the thing about the Bears is, while I don't want to believe in analytics all that much, there are a couple of departments where I think it's a valuable number to pay attention to. And turnovers last year, turnovers forced by the Bears, the amount of interceptions they had, that feels like that was an anomaly. Okay? You can't count on that again. So I'm going to roll with Detroit in the NFC North. I think the fact that they took a step back last year actually helps them out with their schedule this year. NFC South. Someone's got to win the division, right? I want Tampa Bay to be that team. I'm trying to make the case. Vita Vea wants out. I don't know how good they are defensively. And the Baker Mayfield thing is a problem. If I'm operating right now as if they're not getting an extension done. If they don't get an extension done in the next week or two, you would think those talks are going to stop. I don't know if he set an actual date on it when he spoke last week, but he did say it was not going to go on much longer. I am honestly skeptical. I guess I'm taking the Panthers. I know. The Saints, I'm not there yet with Tyler Shuck. The Saints might be climbing their way up, but I haven't seen him enough to know. And there is absolutely nothing about the Atlanta Falcons that I believe in. There is zero. There is, other than Bijan Robinson's ability in fantasy football, there is nothing I believe in. Nothing. So I'm not picking them. The Panthers, this might be a win the division at 9-8. This might be a win the division at 8-9. It might be. But I'll take the Panthers to win the division because technically somebody will. And whoever doesn't win that division should be relegated. That's where the relegation rules should come into play. I can't pick against Seattle making the playoffs. They're going to be a playoff team again. Super Bowl hangover is definitely a real thing, but the Seahawks are still a really good defense, and they're still, I think, a smart offensive team with a great offensive weapon in Jackson Smith and Jigba. And while Kenneth Walker might be gone, they're still in a position where they are going to be able to run the ball, and Sam's done enough for me to believe he's won a Super Bowl, for Pete's sake. It's a shorter offseason. Maybe that'll work against him a little bit. I don't know. I do think that the Seahawks, though, will find their way into the playoffs. Another playoff team will be the Packers. I do have questions about them. I do have questions about Jordan Love. I still have questions about their receivers, and I still have questions about their defense. But they still have a pretty good roster, and they should be able to win 10 games in the NFC North. They're better than the Bears this year because of schedule, and they are better to me than the Minnesota Vikings. I will take the Packers as yet another NFC team to make the playoffs. Last NFC team to make the playoffs, the Cowboys. I'm not going to pick against them right now. I got the Cowboys making the playoffs because I think they will be excellent offensively, and I think their defense will be much improved. I'm not going to say the Cowboys are going to go win 11 games, but I'd be surprised if they didn't win 10, and I would be surprised if they didn't make the playoffs. I think they will be a little bit better this year, and that will have Dallas for me in the playoffs. So they are the last team in, with the first team out being the 49ers. The Shanahan thing aside, I like the 49ers talent-wise, but how about this number for San Francisco? The travel schedule. The 49ers' travel schedule this year has them flying 38,000 miles. 38,000 miles. Australia, Mexico City. Little unfair. Little unfair. Rams are flying to Australia too. I am aware of that. But the 49ers are a little bit older, and I think it's going to work against them. I got San Francisco out of the playoffs this year. 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. There are your NFC playoff teams. If there was a surprise team or two that I would pick, it's not going to be either of our locals. Let's just leave it at that. But I will bring in my guy, David, in Elizabeth, to discuss the New York Jetropolitans. Good morning, or good afternoon, David. How are you?
Mr. Chef. Love it.
What do you got,
love
baby?
everything you're bringing to the table today.
Thank you.
I got you right now. So look, I'm really delusional. Talk me back down. I don't know why. You know I'm lost in Jet Camp. I'm all over camp. Camp is going pretty decent. Yeah, we got some setbacks. Some things are going our way, but I'm getting delusional, thinking that we can make something happen, but talk me back down. I don't know why. I get real delusional around this time, brother. I don't know why. For some odd reason, if Geno Smith and the offense can be on the same page, I think they could really make some noise. They have the ingredients. They have the recipe, Chef.
Define make noise.
Down because
Define make noise.
My goal for this season is in the hunt. That's my goal. Will it happen?
Yeah,
I don't know.
So in the hunt, as we have established it recently,
yes.
In the hunt is Thanksgiving. Season's not over yet.
Yeah.
In other words, you can still talk
beautiful.
about you can be in the hunt category on the right side of the screen when they put up the playoff picture.
Mm-hmm. You know what's the best part about that, Chef? Before we say grace for the food, I can honestly be like, hey, the Jets are somewhat in, we're not going to say in contention, but somewhat there. Yeah, that.
Listen,
I'm asking for a lot, aren't I?
You are asking for a lot. I want it to be better. I want it to be better for the Giants. To me, if you're in a position by Thanksgiving and both teams' seasons are not over, that's a win. Like, if we still have football to talk about come the end of November, I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling at least like maybe things are improving. But what gives me that hope at the moment to say that's going to happen? I think it's possible. The Giants have my skepticism around the Giants centers around the second half of the season and the schedule in the second half of the year and just how tough that becomes. I think that becomes very, very difficult. If they don't win 6 games early, I don't know how they win 8 and 9, right? Just to refresh your memory, the Giants' schedule, got those first 4 weeks where they open up with the Cowboys, and then they get the Rams on the road. But they do get the Rams off of coming back from Australia. And then they've got the Cardinals and the Titans at home. It's a bare minimum of 2-2. A bare minimum, correct? You have to be 2-2 out of it. I'm not expecting to be 3-1 by any stretch. But if you go 1-3, to me, that's a massive disappointment. But then it's later in the year that really gets me, okay? Giants from Thanksgiving on, November 29th, on Sunday the 20th, I think the Thanksgiving's like the 25th this year, November 29th at Indianapolis. But then from there, it goes to San Francisco, at Seattle, Cleveland at home, at Detroit, at Dallas, and then Philadelphia. What I'm telling you is, if through the Indianapolis game, you don't have 6 wins, maybe 7, you've got no chance at getting to 8. In other words, the last 6 weeks of the year, what you would need at that point, if you had 6 wins to get to 8, you're going to beat Cleveland. That's your 1. And then can you get a game that doesn't mean anything to Philadelphia in week 17 or week 18? Yeah, that would be what you would need at that point. The game that means absolutely nothing to try to win 8 games this year. 6 wins early is not out of the realm when Arizona, Tennessee, Washington twice, New Orleans at home is on the table. It's not likely, but it's not insane. 800-919-3776. Who are your AFC and NFC playoff teams with football starting tonight? Line them up. We will get as many of your calls as we can in before the end of the show. I would encourage you to get on the lines and to also chime in on the ESPN New York YouTube channel as well, where you can watch and you can be a part of it. And by just simply commenting in there, and I will go in there and I will, read your comments. Up next, the return of Carlin's Corner Table. Sandwich time, baby. Sandwich time. ESPN New York.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
There you were, surrounded by fans. Everybody remembers the game. Nobody remembers the guy coughing behind you. Till a few days later, at 2 a.m., you wake up with a fever and your throat's on fire. Now what? Urgent care? Closed. ER? Slammed. Telehealth? Maybe, but the pharmacy's closed. You needed a medical emergency kit. These aren't first aid kits. They contain essential prescriptions used for over 30 common conditions. Sinus and ear infection, UTIs, stomach bugs, traveler's diarrhea, and more on hand before you need them. Use your doctor-developed guidebook to select the right prescription or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. It's like an urgent care and drugstore at home. When you're sick, traveling, or stranded, you'll wish you'd ordered a medical emergency kit. Order online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Hi, thanks for calling Uline.
Wait, did the phone even ring?
Nope.
Okay, so you answered before the ring. But now you're going to put me on hold, right?
We don't do that here. We're real people answering the phone, ready to help with your order when you are.
Uline has thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline, we warehouse for you.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. At Rings End, they're there to help realize your modern design visions. That's why they partner with Marvin. Engineered for big ideas, Marvin Modern Windows and Doors deliver effortless elegance, expansive views, and industry-leading innovation, all in a modular system designed to meet the exacting principles of modern architecture. Experience Marvin Modern at a Rings End showroom today and create something stunning with them. Rings End is a certified Marvin installing retailer.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Signed jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely freaks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker so after the first one freaks you out, you see the second and you're like, oh right, the wall stickers. Check and mate. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations covered subject to policy terms.
Rich Eisen here. Running a small business means every hire matters. A bad hire costs time and money, but the right one helps your business grow. The challenge? Finding that person without sorting through resumes. That's where LinkedIn Hiring Pro comes in. It screens candidates so you can focus on conversations with qualified talent. With Hiring Pro, you can hire with confidence and build the team you need. Join the 2.7 million small businesses using LinkedIn to hire. Get started by posting your job for free at linkedin.com/Eisen. Terms and conditions apply.
This feels right because it's kind of like my fired up music, NFL music for players. What am I talking about? Food. Carlin, ESPN New York. ESPN New York YouTube channel. It's been a while, I'll admit. We've kind of taken the summer off a little bit. We've had a lot of things going on. Obviously, not everything has been ideal in our situation lately, but the corner table has returned.
I had some bacon. Chris Carlin likes food.
Onion rings done right kick the ass of any French fry on the planet.
Chris Carlin has opinions on food.
You call yourselves the Burger King, you're a disgrace.
It's Carlin's Corner Table.
You're damn right. By the way, that Burger King, I drove past it the other day, and it's still there. I still have not made amends from that incident in 1992 when they ran out of burgers, and I lost it at the drive-thru. And I was asked to never return, and I never shall. But I did drive past it the other day. It's still there in Madison, New Jersey, because I was on my way out to Jets camp in Florham Park. And as I was driving out to Jets camp, I noticed a little spot that I had actually seen recently on social media. Now, before we get into the spot itself, I want to ask a philosophical question. Stephen Colbert asked the question, what is the best sandwich, right? Side question, what is the best hot sandwich? What is the best hot sandwich? Joe Leo, what say you?
Philly cheesesteak.
Philly cheesesteak, best hot sandwich. Tom Bauer, best hot sandwich, what say you?
I love a good fried chicken sandwich.
Good fried chicken sandwich, okay. All right, that's solid. I would say, probably at one point, my most favorite would have been the meatball sandwich. But as I have said many times about meatballs, a lot of people think that their meatball place has the best or they make the best. And the truth is, 8 times out of 10, those meatballs are bland. I love meatball subs. There was a summer I lived on the meatball sub at Subway. I know that's shocking. But I would say that either the chicken sandwich, whether it's fried or any kind of chicken cutlet sandwich, or cheesesteak would be my favorite hot sandwich. Today, we turn to Tony Boys in New Jersey. If you're unfamiliar with Tony Boys, their website is TonyBoysNJ.com. TonyBoysNJ.com. They have 4 locations currently in New Jersey: Montclair, Montville, Livingston, Madison, New Jersey. And that's the one I went to as we were going out to Jet Camp. There is also a new location coming soon in Cranford, New Jersey. Now, I had seen Tony Boys pop up on my social media feeds on my algorithm because, as you know, we're doing this still relatively consistently, so we need to have different suggestions pop up, and it did a couple of times. And they primarily operate in hot sandwiches and 2 specific kinds: cutlet sandwiches and cheesesteaks. Cutlet sandwiches and cheesesteaks. Now, I had seen hype over both. For me to go to the cheesesteak, it really had better be overly hyped, and it wasn't. And I'm not saying it's not great. It very well may be, but I did not go to the cheesesteak here. I went to the chicken cutlet sandwich, and in particular, the Drunk Chicken Parm Hero. The Drunk Chicken Parm Hero is vodka sauce, fresh mozzarella, and a chicken cutlet on a hero roll. Now, you'll remember a year ago that I went to a place, because of course you will. You're keeping track of this every single day of the year. A year ago, I went to a place in Rutherford, New Jersey called Suprema, and I had this same thing, the vodka chicken parm hero that was on the offer, on the recommendation of Gina Pianese, who joined us earlier in the show. And she was dead right. That was the best chicken parm sandwich I've had in my entire life. So this one was going to have a lot to live up to. Pros, right out of the gate. Number 1, the Drunk Chicken Parm Hero has a chicken cutlet that is cooked enough. It is a little overly fried, and I like things a little bit more well done than not. I'm not saying that it was over fried. It was perfectly crispy in the cutlet itself. The mozzarella was excellent. Very fresh, sliced, good right over the top. The vodka sauce, also very, very good. The roll, where I came into a bit of an issue, would not say it was bad. The roll was still very good. I like my roll on a hero like that. If we're going to make this a special sandwich, okay, I like my roll to be crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. All right? Like a good bagel. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. I am also partial to a semolina type roll. Okay? Maybe some sesame seeds on the outside. This roll was more of a plain sub roll. Was it fresh? Absolutely, it was fresh. Everything about this particular sandwich was fresh. Excellent. Very, very good. Would I put this over the Suprema one? I would not. That does not mean it is not worth your time. And here's the good news about Tony Boys. You're not a chicken cutlet guy or girl. The cheesesteaks are also very well spoken of. Now, will I go back at some point and try it? Of course I will. Why wouldn't I? But when the vodka chicken parm hero on social had gotten as much love as it had, that's where I had to go. Is it worthy of the love? Sure. It's worthy of the love. Is it the greatest sandwich I've ever had? No, I'm not going to tell you that. I am not one of these fraud influencers out there who just go and tell you how amazing everything is, and they don't give you a rating, and they don't tell you whether it's worth your time or not. They're just there to build relationships with all these places and to mine everybody else for followers. Not me. Nope. Truth. That's what you get right here. Very, very good drunk chicken parm hero. The score, 4 Carlins out of 5. Quattro, 4. This is what we call a solid score. TonyBoysNJ.com. TonyBoysNJ.com. If you're a Jets fan and you happen to be going out to Jets camp when it's available for fans to go out there, I would advise stopping in and getting a sandwich. I absolutely would. It's right on Park Avenue in Madison, New Jersey, on your way over there to where the Jets complex is. 4 out of 5. I put it to you for a moment, Tom. When you talk about your fried chicken sandwich, are you a chicken parm guy? Are you a chicken parm hero guy at all?
I love chicken parm on its own. However, I'm not the biggest fan of it in a sandwich form, just because I feel like it has a much greater chance of becoming a lot more soggy and a lot less crispy when it's in the sandwich form.
Here's what's interesting about that. And you make an interesting point, but the part of it that gets soggy to me is actually the bread on the inside, and that's soaking up sauce, but that's not a bad thing in that instance. I find that to be very, very good and makes it an excellent part of the sandwich. That soggy bread just inside a little bit of sog, not all sog, just a little bit of sog, that adds to it for me. But I get it. All right, Joe Leo, chicken parm hero, where do you come down on this?
I just don't need the bread. If I'm going to have a chicken parm, I love chicken parm. And like you say with meatballs, I say with chicken parm. Majority of the time, it's okay. It's not fantastic. It's not the best chicken parm I've ever had, but if I'm going to go chicken parm, miss me with the hero roll.
What makes the best chicken parm to you? What is the most vital aspect of it?
Crisp on the chicken.
Yep.
And the sauce that goes along with it.
The sauce, okay. Do you have to have fresh mozzarella, or can you have like regular shredded mozzarella that is melted on top?
I'd prefer the fresh, but I'm not going to get on you if you do the shredded.
Okay. Tom, most important thing to you in a chicken parm hero?
I've got to have the crispy chicken.
Yeah, I agree.
Like if the in any form, whether if it's fried chicken, if it's not crispy, then I'm throwing cans. That's when you get back alley Tom.
My guy brings it full circle. Outstanding. 800-919-3776. So the corner table, Tony Boys Sandwich Shop in New Jersey. TonyBoysNJ.com. As we said, they have 4. TonyBoysNJ.com is the website. They have 4 locations: Livingston, Montville, Madison, New Jersey, and where was the 4th? It was in Montclair, with a 5th coming to Cranford. Now, I just saw the cartoon version of me on the screen of YouTube before it disappeared. That's not great. That appears to be the Brain from Pinky and the Brain wearing a sport coat. That's not a good situation.
So which one do you not prefer right now? You with the arms crossed looking all tough, or do you like the Pinky and the Brain version of it?
The fan spoke yesterday, the listener spoke yesterday and said that the one with me with the arms crossed did not look as nozzly as I would have thought. So I'll take that. This thing, if it's back up. Thanks, guys, for making sure to put that back. Like, my eyes are wide open. Oh, my God. Do I not look like the Brain from Pinky and the Brain wearing a sport coat?
You do. I would also... It's
with a beard.
It's thumb-ish.
Yes, I look... Listen, you're not the first one to call me a thumb.
I'm saying in terms of the animated version.
Yeah. And I've been called a thumb in the regular version, too. 800-919-3776. Carlin, it is your last opportunity to get involved in the program at 800-919-3776. Are they shooting the what do you call it out there? Apparently somebody says, go watch. Bill Coughlin says, go grab a sandwich and watch the filming of Grown Ups 3. First of all, grown-ups 3. Why don't we just call it money grab? Why don't we just call it Rob Schneider had to pay off his house? I got to take care of my guys. Come on, grown-ups 3. What are we doing, Adam? I know. 800-919-3776. Your last chance to get involved in the program on the Yankees. Aaron Judge's role and whether it's actually more important for somebody else to step up as opposed to Judge's injury being the most important development. And also on your selections for playoff teams for the NFL this year, because football starts tonight. Carlin, ESPN New York.
Thursday with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Do the Yankees have enough to stay afloat while they wait for reinforcements to arrive?
We got to get it done. We got to come through in those situations. Like the opportunities tonight. Had a lot of chances. Felt like base runners every inning. But we got to be able to deliver, and we haven't done that enough. So tough one to lose into the off day.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg today at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now, or call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Tricon Construction is growing across New Jersey, delivering larger, more complex commercial projects with the precision today's developers expect. Because when the timelines, capital, and reputation are all on the line, you need more than a contractor. You need a true construction partner. Tricon brings experienced leadership, disciplined project management, and a team built around accountability and execution. From planning to completion, they build with purpose, professionalism, and pride. For serious commercial projects, build with Tricon. Visit triconbuilds.com. That's triconbuilds.com.
Hey, it's Michael K. Not sleeping? Well, it could be your mattress. That's why I always recommend my friends at PC Richard & Son. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step mattress fitting process so that your new bed fits you perfectly. They guarantee it. Top brands like Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic, and in-home delivery on any mattress $399 and up. It's free. So do what I do. Get to PC Richard & Son for your new mattress. Free delivery excludes Manhattan.
Hey, Yankees fans! Join us at Yankee Stadium on Friday, August 21st, as the Yankees take on the Toronto Blue Jays. And don't miss Cody Bellinger Bobblehead Night, presented by T-Mobile. The first 18,000 guests through the gates will take home an exclusive Cody Bellinger bobblehead. Get here early, grab the giveaway, and cheer on the Bronx Bombers. Tickets are available now at yankees.com/tickets.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Rich Eisen here. We talk a lot about battles in sports. Teams battling through adversity, athletes fighting for every yard. The toughest warriors I've ever seen, though, aren't on the field. They're kids fighting cancer. Their families standing beside them. Doctors, nurses, caregivers. That's why I'm proud to support Hyundai Hope on Wheels. For over 28 years, they've helped fund pediatric cancer research, raising more than $303 million and supporting over 40,000 children. Learn more and donate at HyundaiUSA.com/Hope on Wheels.
It all begins tonight. Cardinals. Panthers. Leave it up. Leave it up for 1 second. Leave it. Courage. Self-denial. 800-919-3776. 800-919-ESPN. Carlin on ESPN New York. Get as many of your comments in as we can on the ESPN New York YouTube channel. Right now, though, hey, it's our guy Griffin in Connecticut next on ESPN New York. Hey, Griff, what's up, bud?
Hey, Carlin.
How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. What do you got?
I got my division winners, I think, for the NFL this year.
All right, fire away.
In the AFC, I think the Bills are going to win that division. And I think the Texans are going to win their division, along with the Ravens. And I just have a feeling that the Chiefs are just going to bounce back this year and get that division. I don't know why, I just feel it.
You and I agree on every single one of those selections. How about your NFC?
I have the Bears.
Really?
The Eagles, the Rams, and the Saints.
The Saints? Okay, listen, somebody's got to win the South. Somebody has to win the South just by definition. So if you want to pick the Saints and you want to believe in what they're doing, I'm not going to knock you for doing that. I mean, they had a better year last year than you ever would have anticipated. As far as the Bears are concerned, I've been a big Bears advocate the last couple of years, but in particular, having them a few times last season, they looked the part in every single way as a team that was a functional NFL team that was headed in the right direction. I think the climb is a lot more difficult this year. The Bears have one of the tougher schedules in the league, which is problematic for me. They obviously play in one of the deepest divisions in football, and that would work against you, considering like what's the best I can hope for against the Vikings, the Lions, and the Packers. 3-3? Probably 3-3. But, I mean, let me give you a feel here for the Bears real quick, just to give you an idea what we're talking about with their schedule, okay? The Bears open up at Carolina, then they go Minnesota, Philadelphia, the Jets at home, at Green Bay, at Atlanta, New England. That's all before the end of October. So really the Jets at home and at Atlanta would be your easiest two games in that stretch. But then it does not get any easier. Seattle, Tampa, the Seattle game's on the road, New Orleans, Jacksonville. They get a break with Miami, but every other team that they have is a bona fide playoff contender. The teams in their division, like as we said, 3-3 would be a positive development for the Bears. But I don't know how they can keep up when they have to go to Buffalo. And they have to, they get Tampa Bay at home, which is a break, because you can get Tampa Bay in the colder weather, but that's only early November. So I think the Bears are going to be a middling team. They feel like a 9-8 team to me. And that, unless you're winning the division in the NFC South, a 9-8 team is not going to make the playoffs, at least this year. The Bears are the team to me that takes a step back from a season ago simply because of what the schedule looks like. The NFC, to me, I want to be able to reach out and find that team that nobody else is really picking to make the playoffs. But in the NFC, I really can't do it. Like, people are going to expect the Lions to bounce back and be a playoff team this year and potentially even win the division. I don't think anybody really thinks the Lions are a surprise if they make the playoffs. Somebody has to win the NFC South, as we talked about. So if that's the Carolina Panthers, is that a surprise? No, that's not a surprise. because they'll be a 9-8 type team. But who else would be a surprise playoff team? Would the Cowboys really be a surprise playoff team? No, they would not. They would not. I think people look at the Cowboys as the second best team in the NFC East. And if you're the second best team in the NFC East, you're probably winning 10 games and you probably have a chance to make the playoffs. So you're probably the seventh team in the playoffs in the NFC. So I'm not picking against that. There's nobody else that I really look at and would be surprised by. I don't think the Commanders are going to make the playoffs this year. I would hope that Jaden Daniels comes back closer to being the guy that he was as a rookie, but when he got hurt last year, that just killed them. I don't expect them to be a playoff team when Detroit will be back, Dallas will be better, all those other teams I just mentioned in the NFC. Who is Washington better than? They're not better than at least two of the teams in their division. Are they better than the Giants? I mean, I think so, but I can't say it definitively. So they're not the team that's going to surprise. I don't feel like there are great surprise playoff teams this year in either conference. It would be a surprise to me if Pittsburgh make the playoffs. I don't think they're gonna, but would that be a shocker to anybody? No. It would not be a shocker. The Jets making the playoffs would be a shocker. That's not happening. Is there a shocking team? Is there a team like last year's Seattle Seahawks? Not even to go and win the Super Bowl, but to be the kind of playoff team that they turned out to be versus what the expectations were for them. I don't know if that team exists this year. I really don't. But I don't know about you. I am excited that even though it's Carolina and the Cardinals, that there is football tonight. That excites me. So I will be watching Carson Beck and Kenny Pickett for all of 12 minutes. But mark my words, for those 12 minutes, baby, I'll be there. It is Carlin on ESPN New York. Jake Asman, a.k.a. the S-Man, is in next for the K-Ster. And then, of course, it is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg later. All here on ESPN New York and the ESPN New York YouTube channel.
There you were, surrounded by fans. Everybody remembers the game. Nobody remembers the guy coughing behind you. Till a few days later, at 2 a.m., you wake up with a fever and your throat's on fire. Now what? Urgent care? Closed. ER? Slammed. Telehealth? Maybe, but the pharmacy's closed.